All right.
We're not online.
We are right now, actually.
Yeah.
Look at them. Look at them handsome fellows over there.
That's all you need.
Nope. Welcome, everybody, to the Lumber Lounge and Garage. We are live at Bob's Turn 5 at Port City Raceway. As you can tell, we have a few people sitting here with us, and we have another one on the way. So, tonight. Yeah. Turn your mic a little bit, Shane. There you go. I don't know if it works on this. I don't know. Either way, it don't matter. Yeah, we have a family that's deep rooted in Tulsa.
They're just okay.
Yeah, they. Okay. Let me make sure we go here. Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah.
Okay is good.
Right?
It's better than bad.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Heard worse.
Mm-hmm. So I don't have a beer. That's a bad thing when I don't have a beer. Not really. I've been cutting back.
Have you?
No. I have. I don't drink as much daily as I used to.
Daily.
All right. I'm going to share the feed real quick for everybody. Oh, wow. Yep, sound works.
This stuff is high tech in here.
Dude, so it was it's been a journey. And for those of you that are watching and that watch every week, you can see that we actually have things on the screen.
Yeah.
So, as we always do when we first get going, let me get over here. Welcome, everybody. We'll introduce everybody that's sitting here with me here in just a second. Obviously, you know who Shane is because he's here every week, unless he's on vacation, which he's not this week, so we're good.
Mentally.
And before we get started, please make sure that you like, share, comment on this post or on this live feed. And if you like, shared, and commented on the post earlier today, you get entered to win these two beautiful cups, one from Kaiser Racing Wheels and one from the Lumber Lounge and Garage. So, without further ado, welcome to the Lumber Lounge and Garage. We are here for the JST Motorsports Bench Racing Live Show. Cheers. It's time to go. We have a great show for you guys tonight. We have the Lambert family from Collinsville originally, Tulsa area, right, Jimmy?
Owasso.
When Owasso wasn't a big city.
Correct.
Yeah, when there was a distance between Owasso and Collinsville. We actually have a fourth coming. He's on his way. He's
working.
He's working. He's a hustler. He is a hustler. He's the bronc riding hustler.
He's got a nickname at the tag office as a hustler.
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine. Does he go to the tag office on Admiral and see Mr. Hoop?
Awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's after the tanning booth.
After the tanning booth, even better.
After the
Yes. All right. So to the right of me, right? Yeah. So to the right of me, I have Trey Lambert. To the left of me, I have Cole Lambert, and to the left of Cole is Jimmy Lambert. Austin is on his way. This is the Lambert family. Shane has known them for a long time. I have got to know them within the last 10 years.
10 years.
I've known him a long time.
Yeah.
I actually raced with Jimmy. I'm probably bumped wheels with Jimmy a few times. He wanted to.
I don't know. He's a lot bigger than you. I don't know if I would have done that or not. So before we get into the Lambert family, I always talk about the racing that has been going on and the things that are going on in the community or in the racing community, and not just the racing community, but things in the community. The one thing that I wanted to talk about tonight, and I'm going to have to go to my my Facebook messages because I don't want to screw it up. On this show, when it comes to bench racing, we don't care if it's a sprint car, a late model, a factory stock, whatever it may be. It's still a racing community. The racing community lost a gentleman by the name of Cody Pryor, and I hope I said that. I hope I did that right. Yes, Cody Pryor, and him, his wife, and their child, I believe, is a son, were in a wreck the other morning. Cody actually passed away. The mom and son are still alive, but they are always looking for help. And as a racing community, you know, we always take care of our own. He raced at Salina in the, I want to get it right. Where did he say? Oh, it didn't say what he raced. He just raced, I think it's like a factory stock or something like that at Salina. So they had on News Channel 6 on their Facebook page, which I will add to the link to that later after the show's over for people that want to go help and contribute to, obviously, funerals are expensive. None of us have never had to pay for one for ourselves, but I'm sure at some point in time we have been a part of something like that. So, again, we cheers to everybody that would be willing to help out with them.
Yeah,
So, Chris Hansman reached out to me. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's been involved in the racing community for a long time. I met him through Frank Flood, actually. And anyway, so just want to do that before we get going. So please go help that family if you can.
They have a
even if it's just
GoFundMe or
close.
something,
I
or-
think it's on the Facebook. Let me pull it up.
Okay.
Because he sent it to me.
Yep.
And we'll add it to the
Yeah.
deal later. So they got a meal train set up, and it looks like that's all they have right now is a meal train.
Okay.
Here's the best way to donate. Any Bank of Commerce Pryor family account. It's on Adair Street in Pryor, Oklahoma is probably the main one because he was from Pryor. So any Bank of Commerce and ask for the Pryor family account.
Yeah.
And again, I'll tag all this onto our page so you guys can see it as well. So anyway, you never know what can happen. Life's short. We're very fortunate to we get to do silly things like this and enjoy our lives. And so, it could happen to any of us, but we keep on pushing. So
I also seen where somebody put a post about him, and I didn't know him, but that he was one of their kids' maybe football coaches or something.
yes, I think he was a prior either like assistant or something.
Yeah, okay.
So yep.
Sad deal.
So anyway, so cheers to that family. So if you want to help out. So in the racing world, obviously we always start with sprint cars. There's a lot of sprint car racing this weekend.
Oh, boats.
Well, there was some boat racing, but there was still some sprint car racing. We had Jacksonville, Illinois with the World of Outlaws on Friday.
Man, what a race.
What a hell of a race.
Dude, that race,
Every race.
that track is unreal.
Yeah. And then at Hopstad on Saturday.
Yep.
Let's
Another
talk
great
about
race.
Jacksonville
When was that
first.
when Kyle crashed the Indy car and then went and ran that?
Yeah, that's Jacksonville in
Like the
Illinois.
next day or
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it was maybe a couple of days later.
Yeah.
But he even came out and he's like, "Oh, I crashed my first Indy car and it wasn't that bad," which it wasn't that bad.
No,
it was a soft crash going 220 or whatever. But he'd stated in the interview that they just went into, I guess he was fighting some oversteer, and he's been fighting it this year more than last year. And then they went into qualifying trim, which you don't have any grip. And he's like, "Dude, it just caught me off guard." He's like, "I was turning, but it wasn't turning." And you could see him like fighting it. But yeah, we would never understand any of that. But
He said, "I just ran
but
out of
the
room."
thing is,
No
like,
shit.
I actually feel like it's going to help him
Oh yeah.
because now he's experienced that. He's saying the cars have changed. He keeps saying the word hybrid. I don't understand that. The steering wheel is way more intricate than what it was last year. So he's having to learn different buttons and weight jackers and when to do weight jackers and when not to do weight jackers. And when you're qualifying, that's like everything. The guys that know how to do that, to get down the straightaway and still get grip in the corners, they're the ones that always end up qualifying up front. And like that's nuts.
I mean, even for a guy like Larson, I think it's just a huge learning curve, especially if, he's done it for the last 2 years. This will be his third year, right?
No.
This is second. This is second year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he got in tune with the way it was last year, and then all of a sudden, oh, hey, we're going to change it.
Well, I mean, he was
know?
interviewed on Dale Earnhardt's podcast, and Earnhardt's like us, right? Like he's like, I'm going to be mad if you actually run really good this year because that means that you're not going to do it for a while. And he's like, I'm not. He's like, until I can commit 100% to Indy and not have to worry about NASCAR. He's like, He's like, it's just not really fair to the people that's involved.
I mean, but it brings up a question. When do you think that that'll happen?
Oh, buddy, listen. I've listened to him and Silva talk. Like they're playing in the World of Outlaw tour, and
Oh yeah,
like he's already like
he's more worried about that.
he's setting his budget up to where once he gets done with NASCAR, he's going to have a whole plethora of things he wants to go do. And kudos to him. I mean,
He's done okay.
he's,
He went up. He mopped everybody up just so he could go dirt hack racing. I love it.
and that's what he wants to do. At the end of the day, he wants to go run. He wants to go run sprint cars all the time, and if he wants to go dabble in Indy cars, he can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
dabble.
yeah.
I'm waiting
Or
for him to
late
get in the
models or
F1
whatever
car.
it might
He needs-
be.
I'm waiting for the F1 ride.
Yeah,
I know he's tested,
yeah.
but I don't know. So, Jacksonville on Friday night. I forgot who won.
Larson.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah,
Larson wins. His comment in Victory Lane was quite interesting.
yeah.
I don't know if anybody heard that.
I did not.
He said, well, I figured I had to come out here and win one for the high limit guys.
Well, you know how it is. The good thing about the split series, to me, is that it does create a little bit of a, like a little bit of a jab to those guys, and of course they're giving it back to them too. And I think that's good. I think that's good for the sport.
Oh, it's absolutely.
I think it's, we obviously haven't seen Brad race much. We've seen Rico race a few times, but those guys are kind of staying true to their series. And
Yeah, Brad ran one night, or he ran that night at Knoxville and that Saturday Night Outlaw show,
yeah,
and he hadn't raced
Yeah.
since.
so I don't know, man. I think it's great. I think it's
Oh,
good-
I think it's
good
great.
for the
I just,
sport and-
it's like, to me, it's like WWE when NWO and the WWE, you know what I mean? They're like, high
well,
limits to the
there's been some
NWO,
videos
like,
out there with some,
yeah.
There's been
Like,
some videos out there with
we're here
crew
to play.
chiefs bagging the all or the
Oh yeah, Ginger Kitty and all that
yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
So
that was,
you know what,
I
like
say it's kind of like back in, what was that,
Rivals.
87, 88, when they had the
USA, yeah. No, totally, totally. There's been a few scenarios throughout the years of people trying to compete against World Outlaws, and they never made it. Right, like NST was probably going to be the best chance, and then
Yes.
Fred Brownfield got killed, and
Yep.
that killed all that. But now, like, they got the money, they got the backing, they have the brain power to make all this work. So who knows? We'll see how it all plays out. But I mean, a little dagger here and there is good.
But they're bringing new people to the sport. I mean, look what they did with Travis Pastrana, and I was told Cletus McFarland was supposed to drive that car, but he's like 6'9".
Yeah, I
There's no
heard
way
he's
he
really
would
tall.
fit. And if you watch the full YouTube channel show of that with Pastrana,
Yeah.
like he didn't even want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's ran rallycross going almost 200
Dude, he's
miles
jumped
an
off
hour.
mountains with a
And don't even
parachute
know
with a
when the
bike
next
on his
turn
back.
is. Yeah, don't even know when the next turn is, but by God, I ain't driving a 410 sprint car. Like,
Yeah.
that shows like what the people were around, like that's how big their cojones are, you know what I mean? Like, but it's just second nature, you know? I mean, you raced 410s, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously there's probably more power now and everything, but it's still a 410.
It's still relative
Still a
to
410.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And then Saturday night at Hobstadt, Hot and Shield got a win.
Yep.
That was a good race.
That was a great race.
I thought,
Hopstadt never disappoints.
Cole Macedo,
Yeah.
before he wrecked, didn't the result. If you just looked on the results and didn't see the race, Macedo came out of the B, I believe. I know he started at the back, and he was up to third at one point.
Yeah.
Finally finding a rhythm. Him and Wayne Johnson finally. I mean, which they've had some speed, but man, and then somebody hit him and knocked him out. I don't remember who it was, but so big props to Cole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's coming around. And Friday night, we had talked about it last week. Reese Moran made his debut in the Sammy Swindell #1 car.
Yeah.
He did make the show
Yeah.
out of the B.
Yeah.
That was the 4-coil car too.
Yeah.
So Local Boy made the show. That was nice.
Yeah.
And and then you had Knoxville. Knoxville had more cars, had more 410s than any track in the country on Saturday night.
Yeah.
They had 38, 36 at in Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and then the last one just showed up. 36 at where was that? Port Royal. That's what it was. Port Royal. Macri pulled off a win at Port Royal, I believe. No, I watched it.
Yeah.
Macri win at Port Royal?
I don't know who won Port Royal.
No, it was.
Macri's been fast though.
He's always fast.
The '69 car, wasn't it?
No, 69 hard to win.
Oh.
I watched the whole race. And
I don't remember. Sisney?
we could look it up. There's Google.
Car like it was all in the Ford.
Yeah. It's
I had like-
interstate battery.
I had like four
Because of
different,
Christopher Bell.
Like
Yeah.
races going on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Trying to keep track with it.
See, here's the thing. These guys are like worried about dualies and green grass now.
No,
and,
I know, I know.
and clearing out fields. And when we start talking about racing, they're like, oh, man, Christopher Bale, he's still racing?
Yeah.
I thought he retired.
I mean, I was going to talk about that too. Because Christopher Bell's racing this weekend for the high limit races and completely
It's green.
changed the color of the
Yeah,
car. And there's
it's
some
green.
haters out there like, oh, no, it's not the 69K. No, it still is. It's just they interstate battery threw a little bit of money their way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
And that's what they got to do.
So anyway, so Rico obviously dominates Knoxville again. Well, super proud of my brother.
Yeah.
They went quick time overall with Scott Boguski, so that was pretty good on Saturday night.
Yeah.
My brother he texted me, and he was like, I don't never gloat that much, but man, I could load up right now and go home. I'm good. I'm good. You know, because it was Scott, Rico, Reitzel. I mean, just
Right.
stud after stud. So my brother was super happy about that. Got caught up in a wreck in the feature, but yeah, so finished like 20th or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a good Saturday night for them because they're going to run their weekly. So
Yeah.
good for them. I was happy for them. I don't want to give too much crap to Scott because he pretty much beat himself up the whole time because he did spin out in front of the field. But anyway, I don't. Yeah, I called him the other day and he goes, "Don't with me. I'm busy. I don't want to talk to you. We'll talk later." So anyway, so yeah, and that was really about it for racing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Except for Port City Raceway, got the race on Friday night.
We didn't get to race, and it was good racing.
Good racing, but it was a tough time.
Yeah. It's always tricky.
So was Kyle's.
Well, you didn't have
racing
internet.
here Friday.
He was, yeah.
Okay, so my wife has been worried about that. Like, was Kyle here?
No.
Watching? Okay.
No.
Yeah, he was not.
No, so Kyle, he was
Owen
on
has his own
S2F
jet.
trying to follow it. And so Owen has learned to race at Millbridge. Millbridge doesn't have tires, infill tires. And so Owen was having a hard time navigating around the tires. He's been here 3 times, I think, now. So they're going to come a lot this year, as much as they can. And that makes me feel proud because they've told me there's a little bit of a group there that's raced Millbridge a lot with Chad Boat. And all the parents have gotten together and said, listen, you know, if you want your kids to learn how to race, they got to come here. And it's a lot of things, as you guys all know, because you've raced here and you've seen it and you've been around this part of our country. But it's tricky, right? It's a goofy cushion and a goofy bottom, and you've got tires and these kids that aren't used to all that. And Caitlin, I saw her out here Saturday. I got done grading the track, and it was right before it started raining. And she's like, I was trying to explain to him what he was doing wrong because he was trying to get around one tire, and it was screwing his exit up, but I couldn't help him. And Kyle, it didn't show him enough where Kyle could actually help him a little bit, but that makes me feel proud because they're obviously, you know, they had their bus here and everything. So for them to come here, it's not an easy thing. So yeah,
No, and you know, and going back to your Millbridge point,
that's a great track too. I'm not
it's
saying
a
nothing
great
about
track,
that.
but I mean, you have Chad Boat fully invested out here now too.
Yeah.
You know, he teamed up with Driven Midwest to bring Levi Ballard. And the other one. You got Levi Ballard, Owen, and then Jeff Algair.
Yeah.
Or Jude Algair is,
Yeah.
but he's with Factory 14.
Right.
The CB Industry cars are Levi Ballard and Owen. So,
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll see Braxton Flat here at some point.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to talk about too. Sunday at BAPS, the old Susquehanna.
Yeah.
Ashton Torgerson won in the 1A car.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
There was a lot of shit
Third
talking.
time. Oh, they're still shit talking.
Yeah.
About
yeah.
you see the
I
he's
saw-
cheating. His wing is cheating. It's like, no, the cameras are too good now. Like the wing's been doing that for years.
Dude. Yeah, like come on, Danny. Like, listen, I'm not saying anything about Danny Dietrich, but
hold-
come on, bro.
So today I screenshotted it and I sent it to my dad.
So Danny's posted this deal on social media where the wings of like they're contoured in between the ribs that go across, right? Like so at Susquehanna, you're hauling the mail. And they're saying that they're using real thin aluminum, and then their top wings are like dipping to create more traction. Bro, come on, man.
So Jacob Allen posted a picture of Dietrich's car.
Yeah.
It says, "Oh, call the cops. Danny Dietrich's cheating."
So here's the thing, and
It's
and
the cameras.
I have said this from the minute that Shark Racing came out on the World Outlaw Tour, and at that time, they were, I mean, scrounging, right? Like it was all they could do to get to the next race.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I have story after story. When we went up and raced Canada, they've got like an untagged truck with an untagged trailer. They just rolled through. They just rolled through customs like it was nothing. No tags on nothing. Just like we're just going up here and race. We'll be back in a couple days. And to see where that team was and where it is now, I have said from day one, and I've even told Jacob, I'm like, buddy, if I could drive your race car, I could make some serious jack because those cars handle so well. They are fast. They are fast.
I mean, Jacob had never raced before, and he goes World of Outlaw Racing, and he's won races. And it's like
So was that Torgenson's first time in that car?
third,
Yeah.
it was first time, but it was third race because it was a 3-race deal.
Yeah.
So they did the Grove Friday night,
yeah,
Port Royal Saturday,
and tough
then
tracks.
Babs, oh,
Babs is tough with the tough crowd.
yeah. Oh, there's no slouch in Pennsylvania.
But anyway, it just a testament to the team. They have a fast product, and I think he'll be fine in that car. I mean,
I'm sure they're going to extend it.
Right.
well, they already said that he was going to run
You know?
Eldora and all that with Outlaws, and he's going to have a little bit of a learning curve. But
I mean, it's not very often you see a kid that technically comes from California and he goes to Pennsylvania and he does that well right off the bat.
I've watched him race. He's got talent. He does
I
have
agree.
talent.
He ran the full Extreme Midget Series last year.
Yeah.
And did really well.
No, he has some talent.
He drove for Mount Stout, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he the one that fell out of the car?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you not see the meme? He got him flying out of the midget into the 1A victory lane.
Oh wow.
That is so
Somebody posted that. I don't know.
Of course,
I'm like,
because
that
the
is so
internet
wrong.
always wins, right?
It's so
It's so
wrong.
wrong, but it's so right.
God,
So right.
it's so wrong. Yeah.
Friday here at Port, you had a little technical difficulties. Internet wasn't working.
Oh, dude.
I know I asked Shane if he wanted to come over on Saturday, and he was like, I'm done.
I'm telling you right now, when you don't have internet and everything you have here is based on
it.
internet, it was painful. Thank goodness we had some Haas showed up with some internet cards that ran the streaming side.
Oh, nice.
And then our buddy Heath, which is a paramedic that's here weekly, came and because everything's here credit card, like everything's credit card based, right? Front gate, back gate, bar, concession, like everything's credit cards, and we couldn't run any credit cards until he showed up.
Right.
We were hotspots on our phones, and it was stressful. So
But you made it through it.
yeah, we did. And now I'm gonna buy Starlink. I'm done with Cox.
Oh, Elon.
Starlink's the way to go.
Dude, hey, my brother has Starlink in his toter home. When I went with him
They all have it now.
to Englers,
Yeah.
and like I could still work. Like I'm in the back of the truck working off Starlink. And, like,
Yeah.
doing meetings. and everything.
The hardest part with our internet here is that to do the streaming side, you have to have so many. Your speed level has to be on the upload side,
Yeah.
not the download side. Like if we're watching a video or anything, like that's one thing. But when you're trying to do the streaming side, it's all upload speed.
Mm-hmm.
So we're working on that side to see like what it's going to cost us to do the Starlink. But I'm like, I don't even care what it costs because Saturday
You know,
was,
that's like-
our Friday was ridiculous.
With all
for
our
us.
new equipment, that's what I got to worry about. Like,
Yeah.
if we have enough to make sure that using a streaming software,
Yeah,
make sure that there's enough.
yeah, yeah.
Internet to
It
do
all
it,
makes
so,
a difference. Yeah. So
A Luckily, the internet's working today. There you go. So we were in the middle of a conversation, but the last of the Lamberts finally showed up, and it's Austin. Welcome, Austin. Appreciate you coming by. I told them when they got here, I was like, Austin's the one I don't know if he'll show up. It's like you didn't like respond in the group, and I'm like, but you never do. So
No, I don't.
Yeah, no.
I'm here.
Here's
Usually
Austin.
Cole's the one that doesn't respond.
I don't know. Cole's pretty good at responding to me.
Here-
He never texts back in the group text.
The group that we have
Yeah.
with him, like this morning, I asked him, "You guys want to go to breakfast?" Never heard, I said,
he showed up,
Just
didn't
say no.
Yeah,
Just say no.
I'm busy.
No,
Can't make
no,
it.
I don't have time for your
Yeah.
ass, Dad. That'd be better, but nothing. No.
Nothing.
Here's the thing. Like, so we're dads, right? We're us three are dads.
We're all dads except
We're-
for this.
yeah.
I mean,
But they're really young dads. Like they haven't quite experienced. So me, my kids are still young, and I know I have a lot of time before I start worrying about this and that. But I still worry about like what path. Okay, listen, like what path is going to be the best scenario for my kid, right? Like, do I want him to race? Do I want him to play baseball? Do I want him to golf? Do I want him to mow lawns?
We're
Like
gonna
whatever
talk
it
about
might be.
baseball here in a second.
Obviously, as a dad, you want them to be successful at what they do. And man, buddy, big
So you've
pat
done
on the
a
back
pretty good job.
because
Well, I say
all
let
of
'em do it
your
all.
clan, yeah,
Because mine did it all.
yeah,
Yeah,
They
you
grew up,
definitely have.
they grew up there at their, we built that home there on their grandpa's farm, and they got dirt bikes. Well, when I was still racing, I had a long gravel road up. I had to go up almost to the house and then back down to my shop, and I got it paved, asphalted. First damn thing they do is they get wagons that they can haul ass down the asphalt all the way to the end of the road. So it was. I mean, they were raised right.
Yeah.
And being in the country and playing baseball and football and soccer and all that stuff. It wasn't until they got a little bit older till we got into
start
racing.
picking their path. Yeah,
So I got a question. Is that the house on Hootie Creek Road?
Hootie Creek Road.
Okay,
Yeah.
so before we get any deeper, y'all raced. How come none of y'all had a Hootie Creek Hustler T-shirt?
Yeah.
I have asked so many times. I know they're probably tired of hearing me say it. First time I ever went over there to the shop, and I seen the street and it said Hootie Creek. I'm like, what? How does this not happen? So
Is it too late for that?
hell no.
absolutely
Hell no.
not.
Now it could be Hootie
Absolutely
Creek
not.
Hustlers,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like the reunion
Yeah,
tour.
I was still running my sprint car on Hootie Creek.
Yeah, dude, no, that's great.
I found the Hootie Creek sign. We can stick it in our bar.
Yeah.
The best thing about all you guys is that and it started with your dad, right? Like everybody was super respectful, and I grew up racing with you and Michael, and everyone was just you guys were just a good group. You didn't take everything to heart. Like, yeah, we all wanted to win racing, but
Right.
you could just tell that you were raised right, and it's obviously it's gone down the path with your kids because they're all respectful and enjoy what they do. They're working hard at their professions, and you can see that. And that, to me, that makes me proud. I know it makes you proud, but
For sure.
but yeah, that was one of the
make
cool
me cry.
things. Like I was just thinking about driving up here. Like, crap, man, I've known you for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're still running micros.
yeah,
Or run around the pits when your dad was
I
racing,
was,
and
yeah.
I started racing.
yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty
But I remember your dad and Ray giving me a hard time when I was first getting started at Tulsa Speedway.
Yeah.
They let me have it a few
Oh,
times.
yeah. Ray let everybody have it.
Yeah. But your
My
dad
had
and
a
then
quiet way of doing it.
yeah, yeah.
So, okay,
your-
so
Ray could do anything and get away with it.
yes, he
Right,
could.
right.
He could.
So what was all y'all's nicknames? Because I know Ray gave y'all nicknames.
Pretty boy.
Pretty boy,
Featherfoot.
feather. Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay. All right.
I didn't have one.
What?
Yeah, he liked me.
He always had great nicknames.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, he
dude.
did.
Oh yes.
They were all spot on.
It was
Yeah, and
my,
the funny thing about Ray is you'd say, "Who the heck are you talking about?" He'd tell you, and you're like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god!"
Yeah.
Like, how'd you come up with that? That's
yeah.
great.
Mine was Leadfoot. And
Yeah.
because the very first night I hopped into a micro out here, it was Donnie Ray's Outlaw Sprint. And Dad calls me, he's like, hey, you want to run up there and just, we're going to go watch practice. And I was a senior that year. And I had loved baseball practice or something. We came up here and Ray was like, hey, hop in. Donnie Ray's gone. Just hop in Donnie Ray's Outlaw car. And I'm a little taller than Donnie Ray was.
A little bit.
Yeah. And when they fired it up, I had I had the gas pedal all the way down. And I didn't know I did because my leg was, I was jammed in there.
Yeah.
And when Ray fired it up, it was like, ding, 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 ding. He's like, whoa, 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 shut it off. So he started calling me Leadfoot. And then that soon definitely left my nickname, and it went to Pretty Boy. But yeah, it was Leadfoot, and
I would have
Austin was
thought his name would have
Featherfoot.
been Pretty Boy.
Yeah. Well,
But-
I got the dad bod now,
Yeah,
so
I
it might
know,
work
right?
out for him.
I feel you on that.
But
But you know what started that whole deal was Wade Wisely. He was like, you need to come
Brendan,
out.
wasn't it? Brendan was watching.
He'd got a hold of me. He was like, you guys need to come out here. It's when they had a play day out here in 2010 or 11, I don't know. And so we came out here just to watch.
Yeah.
And so Austin ended up getting in.
Junior sprint. Brendan's.
No, you got in Brendan's car.
Junior
it's
sprint.
restricted.
Yeah.
No. What was it?
Colton's restricted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It wasn't a junior sprint. And so Austin, he just kind of just putted around, and that's when Ray started claiming Featherfoot.
Yeah.
You didn't then,
Yeah, I did.
and then Trey did, and after that, of course Wade was like, I've got a junior sprint. Well, get the junior sprint, and I bought
Dustin Morgan's
bought
car.
a car from
Yeah.
Dustin Morgan for
Yeah.
Trey, and it was already 93, so we left at 93, and then they ran for a little bit before Cole got a car, and
And we bought it from Brad Best, and he was 91.
got a car from
Yeah.
Brad Best,
Yeah.
and so
Man, that's crazy.
so
91, 92, 93?
yeah.
Yeah.
So the next thing you know, I got all three, and I have no freaking idea what the hell I'm doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, I
These
can only
damn things.
imagine.
I mean, it was nothing like anything I've ever worked on. And so, really, the two people that helped me get through week to week for a while was Ray and Bob Sawyer. If it wasn't for those two guys, it would have never happened because I didn't have a clue. And my dad, my dad was still alive then. He'd come out here and he's like, I'd be down there trying to get my hands and work on them little jet motors, and Dad was like, "Where's your crew at?" I was like, "I have no damn crew, Dad. It's just me.
Yeah, you're my crew.
It's just me."
Yeah.
And the boys, at first they didn't know what a 9/16 wrench was, so it took some time for them to learn. So it was
It was a good time.
by far probably the most money I spent, but by far the most fun I had, and it was nothing but good for them. I mean, Cole, his wife now is Connor Lee's sister. They would have never met if we wouldn't have
No.
been out here,
No.
so
Yeah.
there's a lot of things.
She might be regretting it.
Yeah,
But we love Connor. We talk shit to him all the time.
I remember that junior sprint that you ran, and there was one night we were out practicing, and we were like, "Oh man!" I remember recording you, and we had a Nickelback rock song. I'm like, "This is sick, man!"
Promo video.
But I remember I hopped. My first race was I started out in A class.
Right.
I was
Yeah,
a
you got
heat
to go to
race
the wolves.
every weekend. I come from sports. I was decent, and I come out here and I sucked. And it was every heat race was Frank Flood and Chris Andrews and Jordan Herman and Frank Flood. It was like nonstop. That's who I started out with.
Well, them guys, except for Jordan Herman,
They're all still
They're all
they're
still
all still
racing.
going.
Yeah.
nah, that's
And we've built so many great relationships. Cole and I talk to Chris Andrews every day at Site
Well,
One
yeah, Site One.
Materials.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
And
your customers, your customer base.
90% of what we got started
I'm
with
a
was from the racing community. You
Yeah.
know, when we're still every day.
That's the
it's-
best part about it.
It really is.
The friends you meet along the way, and
Oh yeah.
Yep.
and, you guys, as you know, like you learn your true friends as you progress up the ladder and your businesses grow. And
Yeah.
but if you ever need anything, like I'm literally driving down the road the other day, and I'm like, man, I need to text Jimmy about my skid steer, right? I sent you a message. I think I may have called you about my tracks or whatever. But like those are just, Otherwise, I'm on the phone with Kubota, and they're like, "Oh, just bring it on in, and we'll take care of you."
Yeah.
I would have probably done it.
Yeah.
Right. And Jimmy's like, no. Like, it's not that hard to do. But anyway,
I know
mean,
that now because I had to learn the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the one thing that I admire the most about all of you guys is how close you guys are. You know, I've got to know all of you guys in a separate way, really, but all at the same time. It's kind of a weird deal, right? And you know, I went to your wedding out there on your family property, and now you guys are all building houses out there, and you're going to have your own compound. Like you don't hear about that, you know what I mean, unless you're Amish, right? And I know you guys aren't Amish.
They might be
We're close to that.
They might be a little Amish.
You watch TV.
Which you're supposed to
Yeah.
be at the wedding.
Yeah.
Jen texted was like, "You guys, it's right when you started working out here, right?"
Yeah.
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 But it's just it's cool to know you guys and to know. Obviously, I don't know a lot about your backgrounds, and that's why I wanted to have you guys on, because you know Tulsa in itself has such a rich history of racing, and that's one thing that me and Shane really want to bring out in this, is bringing out the people, because you know back in the day, I remember my dad telling me it was Wichita and it was Tulsa, like especially for USAC and non-wing. But Tulsa still had the 410 weekly deal at the speed out Tulsa Speedway, and then from there it was Knoxville, right? Like in the Midwest, it was kind of it. And so when I got to meet all you guys and become friends with you, I was like, man, this is freaking cool. Knowing somebody that has raced there, which we all know a lot of people that have raced there, but you know, you have so many families from Oklahoma, right? Like you have the Jennings family, and then you have you guys, and it's a generational deal, and you don't see that in a lot of other places. And I just think it's cool. Man.
I remember hanging out at Ray's shop because you know when we were doing work, I'd come by if I was delivering parts. You know, when I worked for Dad, and I'd go hang out with him at least once every other week. You know, and there was one time I was in there, and a guy had brought, because a lot of people would bring stuff by Ray's house often, but a guy had brought like multiple boxes of programs from the original Tulsa Speedway. And it had this guy had like the statistics each night documented, like pen and pencil. I mean, every single night for like 20 years. It's crazy. And I remember me and Ray were sitting there, and we're like going through some of the attendances. Like you got 10,000 people,
every
10,000
week.
people, 8,500, 10,000, 11,000, 8,500, 7,500, 10,000. Like it was consistent that many numbers, which is insane.
Yeah.
And I just remember talking, and you know, obviously talking to a lot of people now. It's like I'd meet friends that knew about my pawpaw, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, back in the day, there was nothing to do other than go to the movies or go to the Tulsa Speedway."
Yeah.
And what I'd give to go see pawpaw and Great Uncle Thomas out there would have been, I would have loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, especially at that track.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because that track had some serious speed. And
Oh yeah.
those dudes were like a real racers, right?
Well,
like,
that's like you know, when we go up to Knoxville to watch you know, I would think to myself, this is what Tulsa could have been.
Oh yeah.
Because it was all there
right.
in play. But yeah, you're right. I mean, we grew up, you know, with Dad and my uncle racing there, and that's what everybody did it. You know, my teachers in school, they'd go to the races. There was nothing else. There wasn't so much competition back then, you know, and that's just what everybody did. So I hated that my kids didn't get to grow up and see all that. You know,
I did get to grow up during the early times of your stuff though, which was a blast.
yeah,
It was.
That
The old,
good time.
the Tulsa Speedway
I
in
remember-
75 was pretty
it
good.
was
Yeah,
good.
and that's when I got to meet you. I mean, because
Yeah.
like when I was a kid, you know,
Oh, I was a little-
obviously my
just
dad
a
was my
little
favorite
punk back
driver.
then.
Shane was second, and Andy was third. But I remember traveling to Canada with you and stuff. And you had Zeta, the Black Lab.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, man, yeah.
It was just you and Jason.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was, yeah. Yeah.
I
There's
thought
some
about that.
things that like I'm thinking, okay, if this was Lane, I'm like, there ain't no freaking way I would let him do that.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
parents were like, okay, have a good time. And I'm sure it wasn't that way to them. They're probably worried sick, but I was with a pretty good group of people.
Yeah,
you
I
and
had
Aaron
that.
Lemons and
Right, and I had you know that one time we did that
Northern Tour.
that Northern Tour. I had rented a motorhome because at that time I think Austin was only like a year old. So I had the boys, and then I had a dually in the trailer that I I had Gerald,
Yeah,
David, and
yeah.
and Jay helped me.
Yeah.
And they was in the truck and trailer, and Jason Sides.
Yep.
And he had one guy helping him.
Yeah. We had that was a
But
great,
we
great
had-
series.
we had a
Gary
lot of
Wright
fun.
and
Aaron Berryhill.
which Gary Wright beat us about every
Yeah,
night,
yeah.
but
Unless he broke.
yeah, yeah,
That was it.
Yeah. I remember I won like $600 or $700 in a casino up there in North Dakota, and Aaron's like, "I tried to tell you, you dummy, they ain't not gonna let you in here." And I'm like, "What am I supposed to do? I want my money." He ended up cashing it in for me.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was some fun times.
They ended up sending me next door to the bingo parlor. I was hanging out with the Blue
Sometimes you win a
Hairs.
lot of money on bingo.
Heck,
We do have a few people that have commented that we haven't got to. One was
Kelly Westfall, one of them.
no. I'm surprised he hasn't though, because he typically is
Yeah,
right
yeah.
on point with it. But no, the first one was Michael Lambert. Said that I can tell right now that they're going to need more beer.
Funkle Mike.
We have a
Yeah.
whole bar behind.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
to hang out with him. I went one day and hung Christmas lights for Trey, and got to hang out with Michael all
Yeah.
day. And
I was
that
wanting
a
him to
fun
come
time.
here, but I know he's told me several times he goes to bed at 8 o'clock.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll take. I'll wake up in the morning at 6, and I've already got
Got
messages
text.
from him from like 4:30 or something.
Yeah.
You know,
He's Hillenberg.
he's
Indy.
He's Silverberg.
Yeah. Yeah, they go to bed at 8 and they're up at
And they're
3:30.
They're cleaning. If they're
Yeah.
not working, they're cleaning.
And then Bob's Watala, old 2-liter. Bobby. He says Starlink is the bomb. Said it fixed his internet at his house.
And he did mine as well.
He said, "Sorry, Jimmy, I never got an invite. I guess he wanted to be invited out here."
Here.
I guess,
Hey, tell him, come
I
on.
had lunch with him Friday or the other day. It was Friday, and I was like,
Well, you know what? We had a little Friday. We had a little impromptu little get together at Austin's shop, which is down the road from me, and we hung out there for a while. And then I left, and I guess after I left, Bob had come by, and I was like, "Gosh, dang it!" So
You know, quick story about Bob. So when I was working for Dad at the salvage, Bob had that red S10. Do you remember that S10? He had it for a long time. But anyway, he came up to me like on the side. He's like, "Hey Trey, there's $20 that I lost a long time ago in the side of in the window. It slipped down the window." He goes, "You can find it. You can keep it." I mean, so when I'm working at the back of the salvage, I'm like, $20, baby.
Hell yeah.
No one's touched
Tore
this
that,
truck
tore
with
that
me.
whole sucker apart.
And I'll never forget when Dad showed up with that S10. I mean, I immediately like ripped off the center door panel, got that $20.
was there?
I didn't tell anyone. Yeah, it was there.
wow,
Yeah.
nice. But
He
everybody
said,
knows
"Man,
now.
I never could get that, but I'm gonna let you know there's $20 in there."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
amazing the things you find out when they get older that they tell you.
Yeah, right,
absolutely.
Yeah,
we
some of
had
the
a new-
things you want to plug your ears,
Well,
but
I had a new Kawasaki mule I bought there at the farm to use just mainly feeding cows and stuff. And then later the boys would tell me, "Yeah, we flipped that thing."
Oh yeah,
I was like, "What
yeah.
the hell?"
I think we all have those stories of stuff our parents or grandparents had. 'Cause
Oh.
I
Then
know
he got-
me and my
yeah.
brother flipped golf carts. And all
Oh,
kinds of
yeah.
stuff, and our grandparents had no clue.
Which when you sold that and got the Kubota diesel, it sucked. It was not very fast.
Yeah,
we,
no,
we
just
love
torque.
the Kawasaki.
Just torque.
Yeah, way slower.
I remember my dad had this old Ford Courier pickup that he had for a parts truck at Car and Fleet, and they burnt the clutch out of it, and so Dad rebuilt the clutch. And I'm like, man, that thing would probably fit through the four-wheeler trails. Dude, I cleaned off all the fenders, all the mirrors. It only had one. I think it only had one left-hand mirror. And I burnt the clutch out of it again. And I just left it parked and didn't think nothing about it. So he goes in it and he tries to start it. And he's like, oh, my. Shane! I knew exactly. As soon as he started yelling my name, I'm like, oh, man. I'm in deep trouble.
I'm in trouble.
What in the heck happened to this truck? I'm like, well, I thought it was going to fit between the trees. It didn't.
Yeah.
But no, I get it's awesome.
Yeah.
Bob did say he's proud to call you guys all friends and watch the boys grow up.
We
Which
love,
Yeah.
we love Bob.
that's the other thing that's cool about around here is 'cause when I had lunch with him the other day, Cody Cordell was there, and watching Bob got to watch all you guys grow up.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to watch all because there's so many people involved in racing still that are from around here, and I don't know, man. Like, I went to Knoxville every week with my dad, but it wasn't my hometown.
Yeah.
So all my friends back home, they didn't do that, right? They didn't go anywhere. So that's pretty cool. So, and then Woody has a question. Woody is, you need to get with Woody. Actually, Woody wants to get with you.
Yeah.
So Woody has Kiwi Landscaping in Kansas City, and he also has DC Irrigation. They're both sponsors of us. But he wanted to know who won the baseball game last night.
Oh, really? Do we got to go there?
It was gonna get brought up.
Well, so here's the deal.
So backstory.
Yeah.
So my son and his son played against each other last night.
Oh,
Yeah,
we've been
Tiger
talking
ball.
crap
wow.
amongst the
Yeah.
group, right? Like, so my neighbors across the street, diagonal, their kids on Snow's team too. So Snow's like, oh, we're gonna kick your guys' butt, and I'm
How
like,
come,
yep.
how come they're not on the same team?
What? So here's the thing. So
we
when
don't
you
know how he should have been.
well,
Okay.
so when you register, you can't pick teams. Like you can say, hey, look, like I want to try to be on this team, but I think to kind of keep it fair, because otherwise you'd have like two dominant teams and the rest of them would be terrible. Well, unfortunately, Lane got on a team that's not that great. And
So what is this, T-ball or?
no, it's coach pitch.
Coach pitch, okay.
So what they do is it's 3 pitches from the coach, and then if you don't hit that, you get the tee. Or you can go 4 pitches from the coach, and then two tries at the tee. That's how they do it.
But they don't do, it's not like a competitive league. It's like a rec league?
No,
or-
it's competitive with the parents.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But no,
Well,
it's just a rec league on Monday night. Beeson's kids are in it. Jake Rosario's
yeah,
kids are in it.
Rosario's kids, yeah.
They're playing across the field from us. But like, dude, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, we have the important spots. You have pitcher and first base, and we don't stick our 2 main players in those 2 spots. We're gonna get smoked.
So I witnessed this last night, and Lane by far is the best player on their team. But we run ruled them both. In.
Bragger.
You guys did score though.
We actually we woke up a little bit in the second
it's
half,
cool.
right? Like second round of bats. So how they do it is it's 2 rounds of bats, like, and then the game's over. But
But you can't get 3 outs, so it's 7 runs or 3 outs.
yep, 7 runs or 3 outs.
7 runs or
Yep,
3 outs.
yep.
And it's so
They
good.
smoked us.
But then we had a doubleheader. So
Yeah.
You can imagine trying to get our kids to even do anything the second game.
Yeah.
And we were playing against. So we actually got run ruled the second game, mainly because our kids just weren't paying attention. They were tired, right?
Yeah.
But the other team, they had a couple kids that. Our whole team is like they're really close to 5 years old because it's 5 and under. These kids probably had kids that were closer to 6.
Yeah.
And so, but you get that.
A
right?
year
They're still-
makes
they're
a
still
huge
5,
difference.
right? But anyway, so and they were a good team, and I think they're undefeated, and they'll probably end up winning. But then we play the Hooligans, which is Rosario's kids. We play them in a couple
Hooligans, oh my
weeks.
God.
Yeah,
And they're pretty good.
they are pretty good. I know.
Yeah.
So we have some really good batters. Check
Yeah.
us out.
You have great batters.
Yeah, we have great batters. But yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you how we did in Claremore, because when Trey grew up playing, the rec league, and then, I don't know, did you ever play the competitive leagues? Or
Yeah, Dad, I played the competitive.
Well, I can't remember because
I just wasn't. I remember I wasn't allowed. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to stay on the same team just because Mom and Dad wanted me to meet people.
Oh, okay.
Like we never stayed in the same team. Like we play a year or 2.
Well, let me tell you what we did after that. He was like the guinea pig, and then after that, we some friends of mine, we coached, and what we did is we done a competitive league, but we picked the parents, and so that's and it worked out pretty
What's
good.
the guinea pig mean? Like
Guinea pig is we didn't know what the hell to do because you're the oldest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after you went through a few years and we did,
Yeah, we learned
figured out the
the
system.
most
Yeah.
badass of the
Yeah.
3.
And then
Yeah.
Connor Lee,
Oh, here we go.
he said, Cole, how'd you get your boss to let you leave the house past 8 p.m.?
Yeah, he's here
He-
with me.
I won't think he was talking about Trey.
No,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, not that boss.
Luckily, I gave her some wine and she's reading the book.
There you go. There you go. I like it. I like
go.
it. Yeah. Yeah, you'll learn the real boss and then the boss.
Almost 2.
Yeah.
He's 6 days older than Lucy. Yeah.
Really?
And I was so pissed that Lucy wasn't born first. I was like, "Come on, Morgan, we're gonna go walking.
Yeah.
we're gonna go
Come on.
mudding."
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Now you have 2.
Yeah. 2 under 2.
Oh, yeah.
Two
Yeah.
girls. Yeah. So
All right,
all this
Austin.
baseball talk, yeah, you guys enjoy it.
Softball.
Put the mic in your face, brother.
Yep.
Let's go. What you got? What you got for sale?
For sale?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Austin don't have kids. He just has a lot of vehicles.
Right. Well, right now we got.
I want that white one, not to interrupt.
Oh,
that
man,
one
it
you
is
just
sweet.
got.
Okay.
It is cool as heck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speed
I
brake.
got a couple crew cab 4-wheel drives and short bed C10s.
You got Hillenberg's
I
Impala.
got Hillenberg's Impala.
Dude, I've
Yeah.
seen that. Oh,
It's sick.
He's
It's
got the,
super
He's
nice.
gonna bring me the Nomad here soon too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that'll be a
really?
good
You're
one.
gonna help us?
So
My
the
brother might want that Impala.
you just got a flatbed. Like explain
white
that
truck.
truck.
Yeah,
like
so
it's
it's a-
obviously fully restored,
Yeah,
but
it's a 71 C50.
but what did it start as?
C50, like a big grain truck or
Yeah,
whatever
okay.
those were originally, or tow trucks like out
Yeah,
at
okay.
Speedway and stuff.
Okay.
So, it was taken and put on a 2010 GMC ambulance 4500.
There you go.
frame.
That's I was thinking it was an ambulance from
Yeah,
the
so
start.
he
Okay.
Just took it and dropped it directly onto that
Yeah.
frame.
Yeah.
Custom built the bed.
Yeah.
Did everything. So it drives like a new truck.
And you drove it from
I
where
drove it from Marion, Illinois,
to home?
here.
Yeah.
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 It's about
With
seven
another
hours.
truck.
with another
truck
truck
on the
on the
back, yeah.
trailer.
Yeah, yeah.
About 7 hours. So
Yeah.
it's pretty
You're used
rad.
to that.
Oh yeah, that ain't nothing.
Yeah.
So-
I think the coolest thing that, and I've learned this because of Trey, but when you got invited to Rick Ross's,
car show.
and all three of you guys went
the
in black
pictures.
suits.
I went to
Were
Walmart,
classic.
bought a gold chain.
You were the
White
only
guys
three
at the
white
car
guys
show.
there.
Hey,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
loaded up in a single cab black dually, right?
I flew down there I wasn't riding with them three.
Yeah.
But I drove back. We
rode
drove
back,
back through
yeah.
what? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was cool.
I went to Walmart and bought a big gold chain. And then we went.
Real chain?
Yeah, no, I mean it was Walmart chain.
It was
but-
fake as hell.
Yeah, but we
is
went
awesome.
to we went to the after party and like Chad Ochocinco and 2 Chainz was there.
Yeah, it was pretty
And
cool.
me and Cole and Austin are there. And I'll never forget this girl came up. She's like, "What y'all doing here? Like, what are y'all doing here? Like,
You got lost?
doing the same thing you're doing.
Yeah,
We're having a good time."
Exactly.
And that was a blast.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
He's
was a
got
cool
the
experience.
nation's largest swimming pool.
Yeah, he does.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so
Yeah.
I've been watching that guy that mows his grass now, or that he brought
Oh,
out to
Lon.
mow
Yeah.
for his deal.
Yeah.
I bet that was. And then he has like a collection of
Buffalo.
NASCARs.
Well, oh yeah, I was gonna say he got a bunch of animals too. He's got like
He's
buffalo.
got animals too.
He got buffalo. And
Hey, you guys spend your money on something,
Is
right?
that how he gets his
Yeah.
buffalo wings for Wingstop?
There you go.
probably, yeah.
That was freaking classic. I'm telling you, I was
I remember
cracking
when
up
the
watching the
boys were down there
pictures.
and they sent me a picture and they were all 3 standing there by the pool. It was like they're the only white people in this
Yes,
whole,
absolutely.
this whole place.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
lady that came up to Austin asking what we were doing there.
Yeah.
Austin's like, well, I've sold a couple cars to him, and she's like, okay, and then he came walking out, and everyone's going crazy, and then.
Which
Did
Austin
he
was-
actually come
he
over
said,
and talk to you
well,
guys?
Austin wouldn't get up in the line, so I grabbed him. I was like, stand right here and don't
That
move.
was awesome. They're probably like, "Oh, shut up!" Like, okay, these 3 guys aren't off the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is good.
No, it was cool.
What's up, Featherfoot?
Yeah, it was a cool experience. for
Yeah,
sure.
I bet. And the connection.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
He told us, he said, what he said, I love that country bumpkin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
Oklahoma Cowboy.
be a fly on the wall to watch that night.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
That would have been freaking awesome.
Well, then 2 Chainz showed up later.
Yeah, 2
Dude.
chains.
Two Chainz.
Yeah.
2 Chainz.
Imagine Ray being at that party.
Oh yeah.
He'd be having a heyday.
He would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2
With his
Chainz.
Pepsi.
Yeah.
He's like, I can already tell you, I already know who's going to
Yeah.
be 2 Chainz back in Oklahoma.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
be like, 2 Chainz. Like, say what?
Yeah.
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 Say what? What's his nickname?
You know,
I
I
didn't give him
I
that.
never got to go hang out in Ray's shop, and the one thing I regret, I don't regret it, but there's one thing I wish I would have done is when he was still around to go over there and hang out with him, because I got to spend a whole summer with him and
Yeah.
and Donnie Ray when they drove for Mike and Megan, when Donnie Ray did, and man, that was just freaking cool. But I never went to his house, and I know where it's at. I drive by there.
I can tell you right now, if anyone in the whole town of Tulsa had any issue with electrical or couldn't get a carburetor to work,
Ray Crawford
he
could do
was
it.
the
Yeah.
go-to guy, and he would get it sorted out in no time.
I bought a $100 4-wheeler while I was at Rogers State, and I called him. He said, "Yeah, bring it by. I charge you by the cigarette." And I literally brought it by, and I mean, this thing was a piece of crap. Which I think it's still in Chris Barrett's like backyard. He had some carburetor issues, but anyway, me and Ray are. I'm in college classes and on break. I'm up there, and Ray would be like, "There's one." Go back to it. But I mean, you're right though. Like he's a wizard at everything.
Oh, he was so smart.
If I can create a candle that smells, because Pawpaw's shop was just like this, but it smells like cigarettes and gasoline and carburetor cleaner and just old parts, and just put that smell in a candle.
Right.
Yeah, I buy it all day long because my
all
grandfather's
day
shop
long.
was the same way.
Nobody would like it except us.
Yeah.
More than kill
Our
our
wives
lives.
wouldn't like it.
Like,
I'm like, this shit stinks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
man,
it's my grandfather was the same way. Like when my grandfather got towards the end of his life, he had emphysema and he had to quit smoking. Well, I was smoking at the time, and I lived with him too. So I'd go out there and drink beer and smoke cigarettes, and he'd just sit there, like kind of at the bar, like right that. He'd just go, like getting some of the smoke over to his way. And stuff. Like, man, it's-
Get a little rush.
yeah, but it smelled the same way, gasoline.
Yeah, man, that gasoline and carburetor cleaner
Yeah,
and cigarettes is.
And he had a pit where you could change oil there in the shop, and so like, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Man. Like, it's and that's kind of what we want this to be about, like, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So have you guys been back to the shop like since?
I
Like,
haven't.
yeah.
No.
I had to go over there. Last year I was working over there on Lynn Lane, clearing all the pipeline over there, and I had to go in there. I had to go in there to turn around with my trailer. It was like, God dang.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to go in there so bad. You know, it's-
Somebody's keeping it up. I mean, I don't know if
I
is somebody
think
living in the
Kelly
house.
lives there.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
think.
I've been meaning to ask Donnie because of course we see Donnie every week. Who's staying at the house because somebody's keeping it mowed.
Well, he keeps his snap-on truck there. Right.
He does. Yeah. Yeah. I see his little white S10 there every time I go by.
I'll know, dude. Donnie came up to me one time out here at the racetrack, and he goes, "Snow, the other night I heard your voice coming from my bedroom. I thought you was in my house." And I said, "What?" He goes, "I said, why the hell am I hearing Snow's voice?" And he goes, "I go back in my bedroom. My wife's sitting there watching your live show, and she had it up really loud." He goes, "Oh man, I'm so glad you weren't in my house. I'm like, in my bedroom." I was like, "You gotta be shit." Oh, man. I love that guy. He's
It's a great family.
Yeah.
And Jake's just, dude, he's cold.
Yeah, they're,
Even though
they're-
he's got a cyber truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
We
like
trust
pulls the
me.
trailer
Trust
to
me.
the
We
track.
give him a hard time about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, but he's like totally like just put 2 feet down, and I mean anything foundation wise that we do at this track is always between him and Jody, and he's definitely been a huge part on
That was-
on keeping that all going.
And that's another thing. When we first come here and started racing, that was one of Trey's first friends out here was Jake.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, there for a while, you don't realize it till a little bit later. It's like, you know, there's no better friend to have
No.
than Jake.
No
I
man,
think of him as my own today. I mean,
dude, he's unreal.
him and Chassis are just golden.
We
Yeah.
got linked up out there when I was going to school in Edmond at Oklahoma Christian. That's when Jake was living in Guthrie.
Yeah.
And so I had bought like that little orange four-wheeler. You flipped it as soon you wrecked it whenever I got it. But we were racing that over at his grandma's house on the weekends, and anyway, his grandma kicked us off that real quick. But I remember I bought that little extreme four-wheeler, brought it home, was so excited, and Austin hopped on it, and you flip it and bent the handlebars?
Wrecked it into the brand new Cadillac.
Oh, that's right, the Kawasaki mule.
There's that mule.
Yeah. I think
But
you took hell. I don't
you've
even
always
know
been the
about.
wild one, though, right?
Well, I don't know.
I got a picture of you on a Bronc.
Yeah.
Did that.
You sent it. That was a picture. You remember when you were sending me some stock photos there for a while? Wasn't it a picture of him?
There was many conversations between him and I and Jen and him. You need to get the heck off of those damn animals.
yeah.
How you did it, though?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Still do.
We're still
Yeah.
going to take cross country
We're
to
gonna
Cody.
do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna do like a cross country rodeo trip one day.
I've
Just
got
the
I've got
brothers
my
and the Lincoln.
Just to
I've
watch.
got my great grandpa.
Just to watch?
Yeah,
Yeah, just to watch.
No, he's right.
Like you're talking like doing all the like big rodeos.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that would be awesome.
I've got my
I wanna
great
go.
grandpa's Lincoln
I
69
I probably
Lincoln
won't be able to
Continental.
go, but I want to go.
Oh, yeah. We got
Okay.
4 seats.
I think
Five
the
seats.
biggest
5 seats.
like rodeo. You're talking the main rodeos across the country.
Right.
Cody, Wyoming
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah,
Dude,
Cody's
We
specific.
That would
we've
be
got
awesome.
the 69 Continental. We're getting Longhorns in the
69
front of it.
Continental.
And
You guys are gonna be
Cole,
broke
me,
down a
and
lot.
It's in my
So,
shop.
Yeah.
so maybe I'll fly.
You're right. LS swap it. Yeah. We're gonna drive that to Cody. Austin's gonna ride that night,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna drive back because Cole and I are gonna be in trouble if we miss too many nights here.
Yeah,
I might have to join on that.
We'll put a GoPro on.
Bush Light and cigarette.
Dude,
That would be
I
awesome,
don't
man.
smoke cigarettes anymore,
That
would
but
be
I'll
awesome.
drink the hell out of some Bush Lights.
I'll never,
Hey,
I'll never
we need to
forget
get a
when
tour like that.
I'll never forget when Austin was bronc riding, and he called me because he had a buddy that was
punctured lung or something freaking crazy.
He's
yeah.
like, Dad, I'm going to Buffalo, Oklahoma. There's a rodeo up there. And I'm like, Buffalo, Oklahoma.
Beaver.
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 Okay. I was like, this.
Started with
I
a
just
beaver.
had a feeling like
Yeah.
this is not good. I don't really think you should do that. And he did.
yeah.
And then I get a call later. Hey, Dad, I'm going to the hospital in Oklahoma City. You know, and I was like, I'm so ready for this to be over. with,
Yeah.
you know? And I love rodeo as much as anybody, but when your kids up there on there and getting hung up and thrown around, and you're like, yeah, I just want.
I
to
can't
get in.
imagine a parent like being in rodeo, like one of the big main rodeo dudes. Like there ain't no freaking way.
I remember growing up.
Like
we had
you'd put him in a race car and be like, dude, this is nothing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
This is
We,
this is easy.
Yeah.
You know, we used to have the American Royal Rodeo in Kansas City, and we'd go over there all the time with my grandparents, but my grandparents wouldn't let us watch the bull riding. Like we would have to leave. It was like, oh no, you're not watching that. Okay. Like,
That's what we came for.
yeah, that's what I wanted to watch. But anyway, I mean, I watched it on Sunday mornings. You know, you used to be able to watch it on TNT every
Right,
Sunday
yeah.
morning. You know
Right.
what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Dude, those dudes are tough, man. Like, oh man, like obviously you experience that world, but like to watch it from TV, and to see what those dudes go through, like, man, it's
Different
unreal.
breed.
They're
Different breed.
they're strong
Yep. Absolutely.
and mentally strong.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Well, they're just damn stupid. is what
Well, whatever they are, like, yeah,
you can say what you want.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Anyone that wants to get on a what do bulls weigh? 1,500 pounds.
Yeah. I mean, they're large.
Yeah,
Oh, we got
and
all
to
kinds of-
sit there and tighten a rope around their gonads and
Yep.
put a dude on the back of them.
No, it's
Don't hit that wire, dude.
it's crazy, but I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
Mike Eubanks tuned in. Said nice group.
Mike Eubanks,
Eubanks.
good dude.
Man, I spent a whole year with the Telstar cars and got to know Mike, and obviously what he did out here to even have
Right.
Bob's turn 5. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, so
I have turned.
Mike-
Bob's
Mike
turned
and
five
Megan
there
are
with
good
him, I can
people.
tell you.
I think that's what I missed the most not being out here now is seeing all those people. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, as you would. Yeah, and I
Talked about Bob's Turn 5 and being here. I'm like, thank God it's not. It wasn't here.
Oh
When
yeah,
we were
yeah,
racing.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That
You would have been here. All the time.
Aaron, you know, of course, I get the Aaron
that's
Lemon
back
stories,
when
right?
Andy and his boys are racing here too. Like
Yeah.
this would not have been a good thing.
No. A lot of things happen in Bob's Turn 5 that people don't even know nothing about, and me and you know a few of them stories. But
Yeah,
he, yeah, Bob's Turn 5 is good and
it's
bad.
cool. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Really,
yeah,
and I came
every
here 2
bar
weeks
can be
ago.
bad.
You know, my cousin Jesse was here, and I came out here and I'm like, I had the Outlaws, I had the USAC race.
Yeah.
What was going on here? I mean, it was. I think this is just too
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
Cool,
like
cool.
it. Like, there's nights
It's a
where
good
I'll come
place.
out here on
It's a good
on
place.
Saturday night.
And I won't even see him.
Who, me?
All my buddies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, where were you? Oh,
Yeah.
well, you know, we never left the bar. I'm
Well,
like,
most of the time I show up, my kids, I just put my kids to sleep, and I get here, and like the restricted A mains on the track, so
yeah,
there's not much left of the racing, but I still come and hang out. So.
yeah.
I saw
Bob
Terry
Turn 5 is
Terry
good.
Gerhardt's
Yeah,
post.
yeah.
And I'll never forget that. I was starting pole that night. I spun out and had 22 cars. Well, no,
It's says Austin is the only one to scare me while working at the track.
And then he says, sorry, meant Trey. But I remember spinning out in the pole at the beginning of the race. And,
Oh, he meant you. Okay.
yeah, but I wasn't in junior sprints. It was in A class.
I
And I'm I mean, I looped it.
Terry's
I was
not gonna forget.
No.
Terry scared the heck out of me out there with the flags. I mean,
Yeah.
He'd get in your ass.
yeah, he would.
Man.
Yeah, no, he still does with his fingers and taekwondo. He does at the start line, and
He means well, though.
He's a
he
good
does.
dude.
Oh,
Great.
he's. I'm telling you, he's spot on every time. If he says something on the radio, and you're like, oh, I don't know, Terry. I mean, more than likely, it happened.
Right.
Yeah.
You remember
my
Jeff
buddy Sean
Hawkins, which
Hamilton.
was our guy lined up when we would race at Tulsa.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we take off, he
Yeah.
was the guy that do it. You know, and of course we were buddies, and it'd be like, you know, it didn't matter where I was at when we were fixing to take off. I'd shoot him the bird. He'd shoot me the bird back.
Yeah.
Those are good times.
Randy Tucker says, hey, guys. William Avila, thanks for sharing. Welcome, William. I don't think I've ever seen your name on here, so welcome to the Lumber Lounge and Garage. JST Motorsports Bench Racing. And Bob, he said, same old shop, logged a lot of hours in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so you have Featherfoot Garage. So before we move on to the next Lambert, Austin has Featherfoot Garage. If you're interested in any kind of custom, it was trucks in the beginning, but now I seen an Impala pop up, which now I know where it came from.
Yeah.
But you specialize in trucks, C10, stuff like that.
Yep.
Please go check out his Facebook page, all of his socials. You're gonna love what he has, especially if you're looking for something. I had a friend of mine reach out to me and from Louisiana and actually ended up selling a truck to him.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually Kate Dillard's dad.
Right.
So happy birthday, Kate Dillard, by the way. It is his birthday today. Anyway, so and then you got Cole and you got Trey, and they work together now.
The landscapers.
Yep.
Yep.
Perfect turf, which I will tell you right now, my yard has always looked great with perfect turf because they come out and they treat my yard, and I don't have a green thumb whatsoever. So if you don't, you can come out and get a green.
And if we mess it up, we sod it.
That's
you
all
go.
right. That's right. And since they resodded it, they've got me in a jam because now my wife wants my whole yard to look like that sod that they put in them.
Well, that's what happens when you put fescue down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, geez, babe.
Okay, I got a funny story about that. So when Trey first started doing the spraying, I think he was spraying stuff, and of course the boys have all used my shop to begin with. And I don't know what he was spraying, but they were doing something to kill everything.
Ground
He had
sterilant.
he had a big tank.
It was me in snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a big tank out in front of my shop, and he was cleaning out this tank, draining it. Well, it ran right out in my damn yard and killed everything. Okay, so I had this big strip down there to my pond of just dirt for like 2 years. Finally, I was like, shit,
Hey, at
I
least you
gotta-
know it works.
Yeah.
So I obviously
That's awesome.
I do have a green thumb to an extent, and I was helping Trey get going in the spray and stuff, and we had Midway. I helped him pick up Midway to spray their lots,
Midway Salvage.
and it was super like ground kill. They didn't want no weeds or nothing, and so that's what.
Snow.
Well,
snow.
that's what happened. That's how I got
so
our
you like a
grass.
part of that?
is You had a
Yeah, I
guy
was a
come
part
out and
of
spray
it.
some
Holy
stuff.
shit.
that
Sorry.
didn't kill.
Stuff. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Like
this
Trey.
this
We
goes
really
on
are
for,
a company.
for
Like,
2
we
years. I
can't
had
have
this
before
dirt
it's
strip.
messed up a
Okay.
couple times.
And finally, Trey was like, "Hey, I got some sod. You want? Yeah." So I go out there. I run the soil conditioner all over that thing.
Yeah.
And get it all good. And he brings me, I don't know, maybe a pallet of sod or something. Well, shit, that wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
I ended up going back in town and buying like 3 more pallets by myself, unloading
And putting
and
it.
putting all this
And that's
sod
hard
down.
work, man.
So
It was the
now-
best sod. It was best sod. It was
so,
good.
So now, here's my deal. Now my wife's like, she sees this strip of sod that I
Yeah.
put in that was dead, and she's like, I'd really like to have all that. You know, I just
I'm
wish
right
it
there
was
with
all
you, brother.
sod, but it's like, there's no way in hell.
I've messed up twice, 2 times.
No,
Right.
that's
these
tough
two
work.
area.
Yeah.
So,
we have
summertime,
a-
So
I
now you
this
got one
beautiful
strip that looks. Yeah, that's
I
I don't
that's
know,
my
wife's
yard.
happy with the landscape.
That's my
I
yard.
did on my house.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
Cole designed that for me.
Cole's a landscape wizard.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
it's still beautiful. My Jap maple right now. Oh, geez.
Oh, here we
It's
go.
really right now.
snow, he's gonna be like, my Japanese maple's looking so good. It looks so good in the corner. I'm so happy you planted that there. Yeah. Japanese maple, I like it. You know what I'm doing? See, but that's me.
Yeah.
When you own a house, you're like, oh, you get like all into this plant stuff and hydrangeas and you kidding me? Like 20 years ago, I wouldn't have been talking about no dang hydrangeas and
Oh, I built
Japanese
some-
maples.
I had to build boxes for my wife to put a garden in.
Yeah.
I built those on.
That Jen wants to have she wants to plant vegetables.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
Yeah.
And we were at Lowe's the other on Sunday, and it was my birthday weekend, and I didn't want to do shit.
Here you are at
She's
Lowe's.
like, well, I want my garden, which she's going to Jamaica in a couple of weeks, so I got to get it done because
Yeah.
it's that time, right? And so at Lowe's, she goes, "You're not making this very enjoyable," and I said, "Because I'm not enjoying it. Like this is not what I want to do on a Sunday afternoon is build you gardens, but I'm doing it for you because you're my wife."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? They still don't have nothing in them. I still got to go get like dirt and everything to fill them up. But I at least built them.
Yeah.
So
You know that
got her off my
Two
back.
Fellas moving company guy?
Yeah.
So I guess he sponsors somebody out here.
Mhm.
I don't know who it is.
Hank Soares' kid.
Oh, Hank Soares. Yeah, yeah.
We do a
yeah.
lot of work for him, and
Yeah.
he just built a massive like vegetable garden for his wife.
Yeah.
Don't show it. I'll show you, but don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
show my
yeah.
wife
Yeah.
either.
No, it's like it'll probably be my whole
She's not
backyard.
watching this.
It's insane.
Yeah, because you don't have
It's-
very big of a backyard.
Yeah, no.
You have a racetrack
it's
back there.
crazy.
But we
Right?
kill everything at my house, just so you know.
Yeah.
Like
Lane
everything.
has made a racetrack with his Stasic.
Yeah, we got racetracks. We got. I had to dig him a hole for his golf. So I'm like, okay, listen, you have to tee off with your driver, which he shanks over the fence under our neighbor's roof, and it disturbs the dog. And like Ralph's like, oh yeah, Lane's obviously hitting golf balls because my dog's going nuts.
Oh, wow.
But like I'm like, okay, it's drive and then chip and then putt. So he's like, Dad, I need a flag. You gotta have flag in the hole. So yeah, but anyway, yeah. My backyard is
Sorry, they-
destroyed.
Some Gay said that he couldn't hear you.
Oh, I'm not saying anything now. You can't hear.
No, well, because of microphone.
No, I know. It was
So,
about a garden, a vegetable garden.
Oh,
He's gonna be
she
stuck
said
building
can't
it.
hear
So
Cole.
take
Yeah.
it away.
Just move it
You
away.
can't hear Cole. Now, so you know when me and Shane first started doing this together, the sound was always the one thing that we fought the most. And since we were able to pick up JST Motorsports as a sponsor, we got this nice stuff. Well, we only ever imagined having 4 people at one time, and then
Yeah.
Right.
we had Braden Lewis, and we had 5 that night. Now we got 6, and so.
We have to get a few
Growing,
more
baby.
mics. Yeah,
You know, it is, and I tell everybody it's because of Shane.
it's so not.
Well, I mean, he looks better than me.
It's not
He's
because
more
of me.
popular than me. He's blue
You
check
do
mark.
all the work, bro.
He's blue check
Shane
mark.
is?
He don't even know what that means, but it's blue check mark. Blue check.
He was blue.
He's got some really cool
So,
helmets
okay,
over here.
and
too.
I love telling the
Are you
story.
blue check marked on?
I guess. I
Yes,
don't
he
know.
is.
Damn.
He is.
Yeah, you're
So
famous.
I
I didn't
love
know
telling
that.
the story, especially when it's
I have no
around-
idea what that means.
around fellow racers, right? So we hang out, and I'm pretty sure I tell this story every week, but we hang out with his neighbors across the street, which my wife and his neighbor's wife are best friends, and then I found out he lived across the street. Now
They don't
he's
know
all
nothing
about-
about racing. Thank
They
goodness.
know nothing,
Which is
right?
good.
But they
Which
come
is
out
good.
here and they support Shane, right? So I told him one night, Shane wasn't there. I said, "Y'all don't understand how really popular this guy is, and like people are like a fan of his." And I start pulling up his socials, and they're like, "Holy shit!" I'm like, "Yeah." Like you got like a celebrity living across the street from
I
you.
got
You
the
know what
best
I mean?
story about me being popular. So first year I own the track, we're out there working it, and Clint Pursley comes up to me and goes, "Hey, buddy." He said, "How you going?" I said, "Dude, I'm stressed the max." He said, "Let me tell you something." He said, "All them dudes that bought T-shirts from you and loved you, they're gonna freaking hate your guts." In about 3 years, and oh my gosh, he is. I'm
He was
telling you,
spot on.
I have 0 fans. 0 fans. The only people that
that's
know me,
true.
they don't come to Port City. They're outsiders. I have 0
that's so
fans.
funny.
They all hate me. So now the running joke is every time we have a KKM race, Clint comes around and he's like, "Hey man, you need some help on the track?" And he always brings that up. He's like, "How's your fan base?" I said, "It's dwindling. It's dwindling quickly."
There's two things you can guarantee that happens on this show, and nobody's done it yet, so I'm not going to say it. But we talk about how popular Shane is and his non-wing career.
Yeah, we all know that.
Yeah,
Last
it's
week,
about
Billy
how
brought
I'm
it
going
up.
with my
It's
fan
like-
base.
Not
worth a
We're
darn.
going to leave it at that this week.
Yeah, not
So,
worth a darn.
We'll leave it at a micro non-wing.
But what I want, what I want to, so obviously this started with your dad, you guys' grandfather, right? Right. And you have that car. That
Right.
was-
Well,
is it a replica?
yeah, it's a
Okay.
replica.
Which is so cool, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh man,
But
it's so
that's
cool.
where it started, right? That was where the blood started coming.
So my dad and my uncle drag raced in Tulsa, like in '58, but they still had the salvage in Tulsa, and then Dad was good friends with Earl McDoulet Sr.
Okay.
And he was racing at the old Tulsa Speedway. And he says, "You guys need to come out here. You know, they pay $250. You know." So that's when my dad and Thomas took cars and went out here, which would have been probably '61,
Okay.
and started running dirt cars. So I've got some pictures of Dad and Thomas, I think in '61, and so they raced at the old fairgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the funny thing is when that car is I've got a car. Well, before we shut the salvage down, I had a frame on some racks in the back of the salvage that Bill Beam had built for Thomas back in like '75, and that frame just set up on the racks back there forever. And sometimes I think, man, it'd be cool to restore that, And as time went on, it got rusty, and my brother had a friend, Demuth.
Craig Demuth?
Yeah, Craig Demuth. He played college basketball with my brother, and he's got a car lot up in Bartlesville, and he came to the salvage one day, and he's like, "Man, you need to restore that, And this is right after my dad passed away, and so my whole life, I had pictures of those cars, but they were all black and white pictures, Mm-hmm. And right after Dad passed away, I had a picture sent to me, and it was that car of Dad's in 1966 in color. And I was like, what I really want to do is find one of these, a 34 Chevy coupe, 3-window coupe. And I really want to find one of these and restore, And about 3 hours later, this guy calls my brother and says, "You're not going to believe this." He says, "I rent a building to a guy up here in Bartlesville, and this guy was big in some dirt cars, and he, back years ago, back in the '60s, he helped a guy in Oklahoma City, and he built a 34 Chevy 3-window coupe as a race car, but he wants to sell it." And
Everything happens for a
so I'm thinking, there's no way it's a 34 Chevy 3-window. There's no way. And so I went and jumped in the wrecker and took off up there, and sure as hell, it was a 34 Chevy 3-window coupe, and he had built everything like everything on the car was, that era, other than it had 350 turbo transmission instead of a power glide, but everything else was 60 stuff. So I bought the car and came back, and then I had a friend that had all the programs from 1966. So I was able to go through the programs and find all the little details of what the car looked like, and then another friend of mine repainted it. But we didn't do a lot to the car other than just repaint it to match it, and had Bob Brick letter everything.
That's awesome.
So it was just one of them, one of those deals
to
that
be.
just meant to be.
Yeah.
And it turned out really cool. So it's a replica that I done, for Dad, of what his car would have been in 1966, which was when I was born.
So when did you start racing?
1984 was my first year, and that car that I had was Ray Crawford's last car. So when Ray ran the '83 season, that's the car that I bought and started with.
Wow, that's cool.
And of course that car was, I sucked.
Yeah, that
I was thrown. I was
that would have
thrown
been the
right
worst
in,
guided cars to get into.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I was thrown
Yeah.
right into the super modifieds of that
Yeah.
time
Which was-
with all those guys,
Yeah.
you know. And so it took me. I think it took me 6 years before I won a feature right there. But at that time, they had moved to sprint cars,
Right.
and sprint cars kind of end up fitting my driving style a little better, you know.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so that's when I started. I was a senior in high school.
And then what year did the track move to 75?
So I ran when I ran in '84. That was the last year at the old fairground.
Oh, so
'85
yeah,
was the
okay.
first year up there.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so
But
it
none
was
of you guys
it was
raced
100
sprint
inch cars.
One time.
Oh, that's right. You did.
I ran
Oh,
Mickey,
Sierra's car,
Mickey
wasn't it?
Walker's car, yeah.
That's right.
Non-wing.
Did pretty
No.
good, actually.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we did decent. I remember the heat race. I went from last to first, and then I looped.
Where
it.
was this at? Tulsa Speedway?
Creek
Creek
County.
County.
Oh, Creek.
Oh,
I got
okay.
so
Yeah.
I got so excited. I remember
Yeah.
Dad made me start in the back, and
Yeah.
then I was sitting first. I mean, I was like, woohoo, and then
we
looped
were
it.
like,
What was her name? Marcia Sandra. Yeah, she got a picture of me and Danny Smith, and it's so sick because like we're wheel to wheel, and it looks like we're really hard racing, but it's me actually spinning out, and I think I actually took Danny out on that. But like the picture's like, oh man, wheel to wheel, but it's actually me spinning out because I got so excited. But I ran that, and then I had to run the back of the B, and then I got a picture of me and Lynn Larkin together.
Lynn Larkin.
Oh,
And
wow.
I remember Dad
Dude,
was
that
like,
guy.
you just raced against the guy that raced against
Been
your
around
papa,
forever.
me, and you. And I'm
And
like,
he just quit not too long ago.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I know when I was helping Reese, he was still.
Dude, he's
Yeah.
that's another great family.
Oh yeah.
The Larkins are so good.
But
Yeah,
that
like
one
we were
night,
talking
yeah.
about the Jennings earlier. I mean, I
Jennings,
raced with
yeah.
Ernest and Bruce. And all that, you know,
Solid.
and Bruce is one of the nicest guys.
Yep.
They all can fight them.
Oh man,
Huh?
yeah. You didn't want to.
Yeah.
You didn't want to mess with one of them.
Nope.
You know, we never had any problem with them. They were always
Yeah.
super good to us, and I really like following Danny now. You know, like when he would run the Silver Crown
Yeah.
cars, like,
Yeah.
man, that's so cool. But I think they're just a
Great family.
They
Yep.
really are.
Yep. 100%.
That was a fun night.
So we didn't do any more sprint cars after that. Was there a reason for that, or?
We got in the midgets.
Oh, that's right. You guys did get in the midgets.
Yeah.
What
And
did you race?
I just raced micros. I was dating Addie.
Oh,
She was in Stillwater, so I was driving to Stillwater.
Yeah.
This dude was driving the Stillwater. I mean, I'll never forget. We were at a landscape job. Whose job was that? Over in Owasso.
That's funny.
What's
Here we go.
Anyway, we're at a landscape job, and Cole's like car. He's got that Honda Accord, and I mean, it needed something. Like the tire was low, and you need to get it plugged. And I'm like, hey, we're gonna get this landscape job done. Just go get that plugged or something. And you ignored everything I said. And I mean, as soon as we got that job done, you were already in Stillwater. And I mean, the car was like limping along. This dude was
he
like,
knew what he wanted.
yeah.
Yeah.
I rented a house in Stillwater actually. When she was
So you drove back and forth?
in
Yeah.
a sorority living in a house.
Yeah.
I,
This dude's an animal.
Dedicated.
Yeah.
He's dedicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're married now, you know.
Yeah. It all worked out.
It all worked out.
That's awesome.
Trey, you started. Originally, it was Lambert Lawn Solutions.
Lambert Lawn Solutions.
I
Cole.
still have
yeah.
the shirt.
Yeah. The polo.
Oh yeah,
My man.
still have that. I have a Perfect Turf hoodie, and I have a Lambert Property Services hoodie.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I got all
Oh, yeah.
those.
Yeah.
I need to get you a
I
perfect
got all
skate
those.
hoodie now.
Oh, I'm in. And
Featherfoot Garage.
I need that too. I need that too.
Hey, I've been wanting Featherfoot Garage stuff for years, and I still haven't got it.
You're last.
I haven't
Yeah.
got a
Last.
lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
nothing.
I got a feather
That's because you're
I
all
got a
over the
Featherfoot
place.
hoodie.
All over.
They're all over the place,
Yeah.
man. All three of you are married.
Yeah.
We had two traditional marriages, and one said, "I'm just gonna go do it."
Yeah, courthouse, baby.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Took
the
that
best.
money.
That's the
So
best
was he
way.
the
House.
wild one?
Yeah.
Like out of all of them, was he the wild one? I mean, I know it kind of shows, right? Because he did the bronc riding, and he's, you still race periodically.
Yeah.
And
I think he probably was the best at being the sneakiest.
Yeah.
Some
I
of the
can
things.
see that.
Oh,
I can
man.
see that.
He'll-
This is-
Hey,
he'll-
you know what? You know what's
Just a-
you know what the best thing about this is gonna be is when he has kids.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, "Damn it, Dad!
Yeah, yeah.
Freaking Charlie was trying to sneak out the house, and I
Yeah,
busted him."
even now he'll
And you're gonna be
tell
giggling.
me he'll tell me something like, yeah, me and he had a little buddy Taylor George. Like, yeah, me and Taylor, when you had that rent house, we went over there and we drank all this, and then I was like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like I have no clue.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, pretty sneaky.
I could see that, man.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? Hey, man.
It's all good.
You
You ended up
move.
okay.
Oh yeah.
You guys have all ended up.
They're all driven.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
That's the
like-
best part, man.
They just want to work, and that's great.
Yeah.
Like, man, you just can't get that these
And
days.
that's one thing I always remember is Ray Crawford. Every time I go to his shop and talk to him, he says, "You don't know how lucky you are."
Nope, you don't, buddy. You don't.
That's something I'll never forget.
Do
And
you
he's
know
right.
it now?
Huh?
Do you know it now?
Oh, I know for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Checking.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. I know how
honestly,
lucky
I can
am.
see it. I can see it anytime we talk.
Yeah.
Like how proud you are.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'd be proud too if hopefully my kids turn out to be as good as these three.
Absolutely.
My son he ain't looking too good.
Well,
He's-
so
I'm telling you,
there's
he's
still
a-
time.
he's an
Here's the thing,
asshole, bro.
like Lane, I'm
He's an
telling
asshole,
you,
I'm
we'll pick him up at school, and he's like, "Dad, I need to go to the batting cages." I'm like, "Okay, let's go to the batting cages."
Yeah.
Or you need to throw me some balls because I need to learn how to catch. I'm like, no problem.
Yeah, see, and mine's, Daddy, I want to go home and ride my electric bike.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Like, we ain't
wrong
worried
with
about baseball. And he's good. Like,
Yeah,
you got to
he
see
is
last
good,
night.
yeah.
Like, he's actually good at it, but he just.
Well, you know what's crazy with Trey, and he was driven like that. We go to the batting cages, but he actually had a baseball scholarship, Oklahoma Christian. Goes down there and it's like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
had
There's a little more to that story.
Well-
So I signed to play with Oklahoma Christian, and Dad, we went to that play day, and man, it was awesome. Loved it. And Dad said, "You promised me that you're still going to go play baseball. Like if we get into racing, you're not giving up the baseball thing." And I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, no problem."
Yeah.
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 Smoke up your
I had
Yeah.
so much fun. Like
Yeah.
I just, yeah. But yeah, I had that scholarship. I wish I would have played 1 year. I think 1 year would have been fun.
Yeah.
But
Well, I can tell you guys right now, and I know this is a shocker to everybody. I tell this. I played basketball through college, and
Black boy.
it didn't really do much for me other than
you got your nickname.
no. So my nickname came from high school, and then it has followed me for 30 years now. I've had that name for 30 years. Yeah, and that's what's funny. Like the nickname deal with Ray, because when Donnie Ray drove for the Eubanks, I introduced myself to Ray as Snow, and he goes.
I don't see it.
I
don't see it.
Right? And like you could tell in his head after knowing him, he's like,
He's already
damn, I can't
Yeah.
get the nickname.
are rolling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
I can only
think
imagine
at one
that.
point in time he called
That's awesome.
He's like, give me a day and I'll get a name for you.
at one point in time it's Hayden, right? Hayden's the youngest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point in time when I was still around, he was calling Hayden Little Snow because he'd wear them flat bill hats. And I'm like,
Yeah, 'cause he was in motocross for a little bit.
Don't do that to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
So let's talk about the cabin up
Oh
in
yeah, so
Montana.
that was the other thing I want to talk about too.
Yeah.
It's becoming a family tradition going up there and
Yeah.
having some hunting trips and.
A little duck hunting.
So
man.
is that,
Yeah.
so it's outside of Bosman,
It's outside of Billings.
Billings. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, out there in,
We're not going to say where it's at.
in the
but-
Badlands.
Well, that's
It's in
fair
Montana.
enough. Fair enough.
El Secreto.
Hey, Montana's a big
It's in El
state.
Secreto, Montana.
It's a big state.
It is big. It's
Yeah.
what is that? 2 people per square mile, Dad. I think we were watching it the other day. We were watching.
Yeah. There's only
Yeah.
like 1 million people in the whole state.
Perfect, perfect place to have a cabin.
Oh man, yeah.
I remember when you got that cabin and you were so pumped about it.
Oh man, yeah.
And like Cole's a phenomenal photographer. And so I enjoy when you guys go on that trip and see the pictures that Cole takes and the family fun you guys get to have.
Oh man,
Yeah.
we got it. We have a good time. Cole he'll lock up with a camera and he'll go sit like 100 yards away from all of us. Like,
Yeah.
does he just and like there'll be
You know,
times.
the good thing about that stuff is that you'll really appreciate that when you get older,
Oh,
and
yeah.
your kids will too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be sitting there and like,
'Cause he
where's
does take
Cole
great
at?
pictures.
And like you'd be over there and you're like, Cole, are you alive? He's like, what's up? You know, he called out. Yeah,
A man of few words.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Montana show.
I don't know if he can get a word
Montana's a
edgewise
great
with you.
state.
It is.
Yeah.
Cole, he don't talk much, but what you guys both talk.
Yeah, Cole's silent but
Oh,
deadly.
oh,
Trust me,
I'm
that
telling
kid,
you.
that kid will
I
whip
work
some.
with him, so he
he'll-
talks all the time.
He'll whip some
I don't
tail.
need to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So you can it's an Airbnb, right?
Yep, bought it as an Airbnb.
So you can actually go rent that place and go duck hunting.
Yeah,
It's not
duck
far
hunting,
from a big river, right?
Fly fishing. Yeah,
Yeah,
Big
fly
Horn
fishing.
River.
Fly fishing.
Yeah, yeah. Dad, we went up there last year, and I took some of my guys up there, that landscape, and Dad and a couple other guys, Travis Short and Spook, Austin's father-in-law, and we spent a week up there renovating this thing, which I bought it sight unseen because I knew I was going to Airbnb it. But man, it's one of those moments when Dad's like, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know about
this.
I don't
I don't know about
Because he
this.
said,
Yeah.
I asked him about that.
The
I said,
pictures,
he went
man,
up
you
there
guys
to
did
do
a
that,
great
and he
job.
goes, yeah, and I had to
Renovating.
drive the whole way, and Trey flew up there.
Yeah, I did. I did fly. I did fly. But Dad stained every inch of that cabin. That was Dad's job. Was he was staining it.
It's,
And
what's funny is we would go up there for years and duck hunt and just Airbnb something else.
yeah,
Right.
And Trey was always like, yeah, I need to, let's go look at this property. And we go and like, oh.
we did fly up there
Shit.
in the summer and look at a
Yeah.
cabin. Yeah. We
So
didn't buy
like right now, there's still snow on the ground or no?
So last week I talked to my buddy up there today. I called him, and he lives in Hardin, and but which is way far from El Secreto, Montana.
Yeah.
El
But
Secreto.
he got they got like 2 foot of snow last week or something crazy.
I thought I saw that they got some snow.
Yeah, he got 70 hours of overtime. He works for the electric company.
Yeah.
But he was
that's
but he said yeah, but they got some
They
snow.
get like months of summer,
I
that's
just
it,
picked
yeah.
up on that.
What?
Yeah.
It's winter time.
The fly fishing's probably
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the cabin is.
Yeah.
Right on the river.
I get it now.
Yeah.
We want you to Airbnb.
Yeah, we want you to pay for the cabin, but yeah, no location.
Location is secret.
Nah, just kidding. But no, it's been fun. I love
Yeah.
it, love
Just
it. Yeah,
blindfold me.
it's been
I
awesome.
won't tell anybody.
It's a cool spot because like we went.
That's awesome.
Cole had to stay back this year,
yeah.
but we like woke up in the morning, shot some ducks,
Yep.
shot some pheasants around noon, and then Austin and I shot our first turkeys in the late
Nice.
evening. Went back. Dad's running the Blackstone.
Yeah.
We're playing cards.
Yeah.
It's a place where you literally don't have. I do have Starlink there. I got Starlink there.
Right.
Nice.
But you really don't. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's
an
nice.
awesome
And what's
place to
crazy is,
unplug.
and the deal was, we would go up there and duck hunt every year, and then Trey and I flew up there one year in the summers to see what it was like during fly fishing season. It was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got
The
something here.
campgrounds, everything was just full of packed, so
Yeah.
it was like, that's a good investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be better. So I have a friend that has a duck lodge
Oof. Where at?
in Wiener, Arkansas.
We're in Arkansas.
No, this place is super nice.
Dude,
Yeah.
no, dude.
No, I believe it.
Dude, it sleeps
yeah.
47 people.
Kidding me.
And
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
O'Sullivan Duck Lodge, and they have a lot of rice fields and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And so like Wiener itself is only like 300 something people.
It's only like
Wow.
3
True
inches.
story. I'm
It's
not
only
talking
3
about
inches
Wiener
long.
for
but-
no reason. Okay.
Yeah.
But I got to so Kevin is the guy that owns it, O'Sullivan, and he's been involved in racing for a long time. I knew his brother. We called him Dino Mike. He was always with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And anyways, I got to go stay at his duck lodge last year, and this place is phenomenal. He took an old body shop, and you walk inside, and it sleeps 47 people. It has 3 main suites. It has a huge kitchen area with all these, like, whatever you want to cook on. And then you walk into his cooking room, and he's got a big vent hood, and he's got a Traeger. He's got an offset smoker. He's got everything,
Yeah.
which he's
Cool
an accomplished
place, yeah.
chef, too. So he used to be on Pit Masters and all that other stuff, being from the Memphis area, right?
Yeah.
And so the first person I thought of when I went there was you. And I'm like, dude, Trey would love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd love it. But me trying to convince Trey to come see Wiener, Arkansas,
Yeah.
you might think I was joking with him.
Yeah.
Did you shoot some ducks?
No. So it wasn't duck season.
Have you
when I
ever
was
shot a
there.
duck?
I've never shot a
Oh,
gun
man.
except for outside.
Shane, have you?
I have not.
I would love to be.
See,
It'd be an honor to take you guys duck
Oh,
hunting.
dude, I'd love to.
Gotta go to
I-
So
Montana.
here's
I've
here's
shot
what's
pistols
crazy.
sideways. You know, I grew up in the hood. You know, But I'm,
he throws the blood sign.
yeah.
What's
yeah.
up?
The minivan doors, those
Yeah.
new automatic
Yeah.
minivan doors, they're not good for drive-by.
Oh my
I
god!
called him a duck.
I love.
I would. So
I shot some ducks.
I shot that
That's what I.
duck.
That's what I told. That's what I told Kevin.
His
He
name was
like, "If you ever
Jose.
want to come down here? If you want to bring a group of guys? Because
Man.
I got everything you need. Because he does a lot of corporate stuff.
You
and
bet,
everything.
you bet.
But no, like I was like, man, this would be cool to go do it. Because I've never hunted a day in my life.
Oh man.
Same.
Like I used to go to the club and hunt for other things, but
Yeah.
but I've never actually went out and like hunted
Yeah.
for real. You know what I mean?
Well, we gotta get you guys
It's a
out
different
too.
type of tail.
We'll get
Well,
absolutely.
hey, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Now he just bought 30 acres.
27. Yeah.
Yeah, right on the Illinois River.
It's
You only get a half a
it's
day
gonna
of
be an
that while you're
Airbnb.
there.
It's gonna be an Airbnb. Yeah. We're buying it to do like Airbnb there.
Nice.
But it's
Does
got.
it have a house or like a cabin? Or?
We're gonna do a
No, yeah.
container house. We're
Yeah.
gonna build a
Yeah.
container house. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, we're gonna try to
Perfect.
make something out of it. Gotta
Dude, the
figure out how.
containers are way to go, man.
Dude,
I got two of them sitting out here that I'm getting ready to make into little shops.
they're awesome.
Rent out shops. Yeah,
They're awesome.
If you ever need containers, you can also hit up Wheeler Metals, one of our sponsors.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Try to throw them in there. If you ever need your property,
No, that's a
cleared,
great
you know,
idea.
Or if you ever need a shop built, Wheeler Metals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Metals.
Yes, Wheeler
Yes.
Metals. Yeah, Chad's been so good to me throughout the
proud
years.
sponsor.
I
Port
called
City.
Wheeler Mills today
Yeah,
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
some beers.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Dude, I'll
built-
buy
they-
stuff from him all the time.
They built my shop and they done the exact duplicate of mine for Austin.
We need to come out to Featherfoot and do a
Me
show
too.
out there.
We do actually.
Let's do
I'd
it.
love
got
to
a
do
perfect
that,
spot
man.
for it.
I do.
I'd love to do
Yeah.
it out
I
there.
do.
I've been wanting to.
We
get it
Obviously,
dirty.
now that we have this
They'll get it dirty.
Yeah.
equipment,
Yeah, no.
we won't get it dirty.
No, dirty. Take
It's
off
not
your
dirty.
shoes.
I can
Take
tell you
off my
right now.
shoes.
You got to
That's
take
You
your
know
shoes
what? We
off.
should
No,
go out
we
there.
can't get it dirty.
We should go out there and shoot skeet.
Yeah.
Be
We can
fun.
shoot skeet right there. And
We need to have you guys dove. We're gonna have an opening dove hunt.
Yeah.
At the farm. So
Yeah.
make sure you guys
Make
both
sure it's
come
a
out.
weekday.
Can we do a podcast at the end of the dove hunt?
Absolutely.
Because we got a group that'd be a blast.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that's when me and Shane talked about this again. When I brought Shane on, it kind of changed the dynamic of the show, right? When I first started going live, it was to let everybody know I had a clothing line. Which, by the way, go to loverlounge.com and buy some shit.
hey, my wife's seen it.
I know. Like I brought a shirt for gay tonight. So, but it's evolved into what it is now, and it's it don't matter where we're at, right? Like we have the couch, which I'm sorry I don't have the couch here, guys.
Yeah.
But have you seen my couch?
I don't know if I have.
It's a red couch.
Nice.
Is it like velvet?
It's velvet. Oh,
It is.
totally
It
velvet.
is. Literally,
Yeah.
they are calling it the casting couch of the dirt track world.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yes, so it was at the Chili Bowl,
Wow.
and it is super nice. The story behind that, I'll tell you guys. Everybody else has heard it, but that was a fun marketplace find. But anyway, so when I told Shane, I was like, man, like we have so many different people that we know that are involved in racing, but we didn't want to like ask the same questions that everybody gets asked when it comes to the racing world, because your Ryan Timms or your Scott Boguski or your Steve Kinzer or whoever it may be, they get asked the same question over and over and over again, right? Like, and we want to find out who these
Like,
people
what
are
do you guys
outside
like to
racing.
eat?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
we like
Oh, dude,
to-
yeah, like that's our big thing. We talk about food.
Yeah.
We talk about food. Barbecue's always our go-to.
Yeah.
Barbecue's good.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you right now, if you like ribs, JL's Barbecue in Pryor,
Love JL's. It's
Yeah.
their ribs are
They
by
do
far.
so much
Well,
food there.
Countryman too, though. Countryman, I
so,
know.
yeah.
Like,
So-
I haven't,
Yeah.
I haven't been to Countryman yet.
Son.
I need to go there. It's
awesome.
It's only open on Saturdays. It's
good.
But I need to go there.
Right.
Count me out.
I'm just telling you, the JL's
Wintertime.
ribs are
Yeah.
some of the best I've ever had.
Well, shout out to Hasty Bake. They're one of our partners too.
Yes. Yeah.
They obviously have some good food. But
Yeah.
so I grew up in Kansas City, so we always talk about barbecue. I find it hard for myself, not because it's not good barbecue. I find it hard for myself to find things outside of Kansas City that I like because everything's different. It's not that it's not good.
Yeah.
It's just what I grew up on. But I have found here in Tulsa, Leon's is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's at 7th and Sheridan. That is by far my favorite. Smoky's out by my house is pretty good, off 71st and 225th. And then after that, but I haven't been to Butcher Stand. I've never been to Max in Skytook.
Max is good.
I've never
Yeah.
been to Max.
Yeah.
So there's still
A little few hidden gems. Yeah.
Yeah, so when
I
we
heard
were-
butcher stands.
When we had the salvage, we would make runs over to Max to
Yeah.
get a bunch of food and bring back over there.
I kind of feel
It's-
like
it's really good.
for Oklahoma's like Mexican country, right? Like we
Oh, I
have
love
good
Mexican.
Mexican, right?
Love me some Mexican.
Like
I
we
mean,
have good barbecue places, but like our
Food.
like
Yeah, Mexican.
we're close enough to Mexico. Like you know, we have some good Mexican places.
Morgan
Well,
got
we got
sick
plenty to
when
choose
she was
We
pregnant
do.
on Mexico, and we like went on a
Absolutely.
hiatus. Yeah. Sorry, so it's a big word for me. Hiatus, and man, it broke my heart. Yeah, she.
I
Has Kelly Westfall commented yet?
no, somebody texted him.
Kelly's offline right now.
He's probably building snow cone
You
machines.
know exactly what Kelly did.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know what he's doing.
Yeah,
but
his
we're not
wife's
gonna
got
say
him working.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because he lives on Facebook.
He does.
I text him all the time.
Everything
I'm
is
like, man,
Creek
how in the
County
heck do you
approved.
get? How do you get anything done?
Yeah.
I had him on the show. He called me one night and he goes, "Hey, you doing your show tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Can I be on it?" Yes.
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 Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course,
Another
that was
another
back in
great
our
family,
early days.
right? Like
Oh, man.
another.
Golly, I remember first Knoxville days going out there
Yeah, we went
and
to-
parking with you, and Kelly'd be out there,
Yeah.
and
We still camp like right next to him.
man,
Yeah.
that was some fun times.
Yeah.
I remember Kelly, me, and Gerald were with God, what's his name that had the moonshine?
Speedway Motors.
Speedway Motor.
Greg
yeah, Greg.
Nickel.
Yeah, yeah.
Greg Nickel,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Me,
Dude, Greg Nickel, man, he's a good neighbor, but a bad neighbor.
Yeah.
So
Right.
A lot
Greg,
of headaches with Greg.
Greg brought that moonshine over, and it was me, Gerald, and Kelly, and Greg, and
Jeff Gordon showed up.
And Jeff Gordon
Yeah.
showed up, and then
Yeah.
Jeff got smoked on that
Yeah,
stuff.
he was hammered.
And he went in and signed the motorhome we were in. 'cause
Yes.
we- but he was like talking about stories with him and Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, how about it?
Hammered.
It was awesome.
And I'm like, this is insane.
Hey, you know the best story I have about Jeff? That next morning, he sends me a message, and it's like 11. He's like, "Hey man, can you come back to my camper and let's chat for a little bit?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I go back there and
Then we had the 16 car?
huh?
Was that when you
Yeah,
had the-
yeah.
Okay.
And I knock on the door and I open it up. I'm like, what in the heck happened to you? Dude, black. Like, I'm talking black from teeth. I mean, everything's black. And he's like, what? I said, what's all over your face? He's like, oh, man. We went to TJ Slideways last night, and there was about 15 of us that I guess they watered down the track. And he said all the NASCAR buddies and
They
Larson,
raced all
all them
night?
had a great time. It was rubber. It was literally rubber, dude. And he was leaving. He was leaving Knoxville to go sign the contract with Exalta, which was his sponsor till the end of his career. He was leaving there to go sign the freaking papers wherever
my
Exalta was.
gosh.
And I'm sitting there, I'm chuckling. I'll leave the camper. We had a great conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing all the way back to my motorhome. I'm like, dude, what
That was-
just happened?
We went up there. I think
You
we
can't
camped
even
with
tell
you
that story.
4 or 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember that year was a blast.
Dude.
He had so much fun up
Oh,
there.
he had-
He could let it down and not
Yeah.
have to worry about nothing.
So we had an opportunity. It was slim chances.
Yeah, it
but,
was. And it didn't work out.
It
but-
didn't work out, but Jeff was going to be on our show Friday at the Chili Bowl. Weather caused it to get delayed because of his planes and everything, flights and everything, because that happens. Well, I ended up going up top with Shane on Saturday night with Bippus above the deal. Well, Jeff was up there, and he introduced me to Jeff, and a couple of stories on this. So Jeff was like, "Hey man, sorry I couldn't make it. I'd really like to reschedule." In my mind, I'm like, "Nah, bro, you missed your chance."
Yeah.
That's what Snow would say.
Yeah.
Snow had to take a break
Yeah.
and be like, "Yeah, man, anytime you want, because I know it'd be great, right?" And so, but then when the cars hit the track, he put his shield down and he's hanging over the top and he's just watching
Oh,
them
yeah,
go by.
he's-
And that's what people don't understand about these NASCAR guys is that they are humans and they are fans and they love it just as much as we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Jeff Gordon, that guy the things that he's done in his career and the businesses that he has now, and obviously he's the heir to Hendrick. He don't have to go to the Chili Bowl and he can sit at home in his nice chairs and watch it. but he chooses to be up there with the
Yeah.
ruffians.
That's where he'd rather be.
Oh, yeah.
That's where he'd rather be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing about a guy like him. And I see the same resemblance in Dale Earnhardt Jr. Right? Like I feel like those guys want to be at the track. They want to be involved. But dude, to this day, I can literally send Jeff Gordon a text, and if it's not the same day, it's the next day that he sends me a message back, and it doesn't matter what's about. Unfortunately, his.
Let's just take
John.
that son of a bitch right now.
Oh man, I know.
Okay, so this
His good buddy John, that was kind of his
Oh, yeah, he-
his main guy throughout his whole career, just passed away unexpectedly, and all the stuff that I've ever done through Jeff has always been through John. I text John, John relays the message, and then Jeff might respond to me, but everything went through John, and just a great guy, but unexpectedly just passed away like a couple weeks ago.
It was a couple weeks ago, yeah, because they
Yeah.
said that Larson was.
He was
pretty
Kyle
close to
Larson's
it.
main PR guy after Jeff, but just a good dude, like just a great guy. Just the whole group, right? Like when Jeff and his entourage, I call them their entourage, right? They'd come to Knoxville and hang out. They were all like down to earth, good people,
Yeah.
right? Like they all.
One chick that was always like, who was spoke for, I can't remember her, but
Yeah, I don't know.
we
He's.
all around the camper, she would come out and
I don't remember. I don't remember. But all of his people were great people. So
I just remember all having fun, you know.
Yeah.
And that's when Kyle was first kind of
getting started.
and we'd
Yeah.
all hang out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had to fix the shitter in his
Yeah.
camper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One year.
We
Kelly
had a
Westphal
lot of
and I
great
did that
times
too.
at Knoxville, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We
Yeah.
had a lot of fun.
I have some great pictures of us winning and all hanging out. And,
I'll never
Oh,
forget
yeah.
being at the bar across the street, at night, and I walked back late, and Jack Hodenshield was hanging out there, and I said, "Hey, Jack, can I get a picture?" And I can't remember who he was with. It was another guy. He's like, "No, man, get out of here," and I got really like worked up. I remember I head back to the camper, and you and Dad, and I don't know who else. Kelly probably was there, and I said, "Man, this one guy, I went over there and trying to get a picture with Hod, and I'll never forget. You're like, who was it? Let's go down there. Let's go find out who it was." I'm like, but I just remember those nights. It was like, it was
That
such.
one year, Hillenberg was there,
yeah.
and we all took off on a golf cart because Steve Kendra was there,
Yeah.
and he wanted to go wake him up. So we drove the golf cart over there, and Hillenberg was just beating on the side of the motor forever. Finally, he came out, and was like, what the,
Yeah.
It was, but anyway, he ended up coming down, and they were,
Yeah.
telling us all
And
the stories.
Steve has a lot of great stories.
Oh yeah, they had
Yeah.
some great stories.
Great
That
stories.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
So speaking of Knoxville, we actually are going to do our shows at Knoxville this year.
Nice.
For that.
Wow.
Cool.
We're going to be in the Outball Suites. Just found this out 2 days ago.
Yeah.
In the Flying A Motorsports Suite.
awesome.
Him and Leighton Crouch
Yeah.
have a suite together, which
Cool.
good friends with them. Which
Yeah.
Man, that's cool.
Horizon
Yeah.
Whiskey is one of our sponsors, who is
Nice.
Brenham Crouch's sponsors. So looking forward to that because
That'll
we
be
can
fun.
bring those guys that
Right.
on there
Mm-hmm.
and have a good time. So
Yeah.
kind of wanted to put that news out there.
Yeah.
So,
That's
cool.
Pretty excited about
Yeah,
that.
we are excited about that.
Hoagie's Garage. Thanks for saying the setup looks amazing. If you don't follow Hoagie's Garage, please go check them out on Facebook. They have a podcast. They go live every Wednesday night. They always have some good people on there as well. Reese the Beast Moran is watching. So what's up, Reese? I don't know. He was in Sammy's car like we talked about earlier. I don't know if that's going to keep happening, but
That's cool.
So I got you said 4 coilover. So
yeah.
the first time I got in the 8H, it was at oh man, where was my first race with the 8H? We were yeah. In Missouri, Granite City, Illinois. I'm sorry.
Oh, we
So
talked about
Granite City used to be a big half mile, and it was a freaking spooky half mile, kind of dark, and they had a micro track or a midget track inside, coilover fronts, and I remember Joe Gertie kind of complaining about this and that, and I'm like, I'll be fine.
I get in this thing, and I'm like, I ramped the inside track going down this front straightaway, and all but like clean out the whole field. So after that, I'm like, my next 2 races, I had 3 races in that car. The next 2 races were at that track that they built in Topeka on the drag strip.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Yeah, I
the
remember
little
that.
the little track, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I told my dad, I'm like, I'm done. Like, I ramped the inside berm of the track.
It was a tight track. Quarter mile.
You
Yeah.
really really
They
tight.
put it on the drag strip.
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
like perfect.
Yeah, that was my.
Hillenburg won.
Yeah, Hillenberg did
Andy
win.
won,
Yeah,
And Donnie ran second, didn't he?
He was up there.
yeah.
think
But it was
Donnie-
just like Tulsa Speedway, but just smaller.
Right.
So it was right up Donnie's alley. But anyway, I'm super nervous. Like I about kill myself every lap at Granite City, and Junior's like, well, maybe we should take the coilovers off, and I'm like,
Sure.
yeah,
Let's do it.
that would be great. Yeah, that'd be great, man. I really appreciate it. I'm about to like cry. I'm like, oh yeah. And we ended up having a good couple runs at Topeka, and then I got to Axe.
Jeez.
I didn't last long in the 8
You know-
You did win in that car.
I did eventually,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
it
you got-
was
that
it
your
was a
first
couple
run.
years
That was-
later
You know,
now.
speaking of Topeka,
Yeah.
remember we'd
But-
go run at Mayetta up there.
Yeah,
Oh,
That
yeah.
track was
I
really
never got
cool.
to
Mayetta
I
was
heard that
super
a
nice.
Oh, that was bad.
it was a really nice place.
Big high bank, kind of like Salina.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it was
pretty
high
quick,
bank,
but
half
not
mile.
big though. Not big.
All Stars used to go there all
It
the
was a
time.
half
Yeah.
mile high bank. We ran World of Outlaw race up there, and a few times that Tulsa would like get rained out early enough that
Yeah.
we'd haul ass up there and
Yeah,
go
It
race.
was only like 3.5 hours. 4.
Yeah,
yeah, Topeka. Yeah,
Straight up 75.
super
Right.
super cool. I mean, out in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, yeah. That was a good place.
Cool track.
So Kelly has joined us.
All right.
As we're getting ready to call her quits.
Austin texted.
Oh, he texted.
He said, "How about when Tony Stewart got shit faced on Frank Carr's fruit soaked in rum?
Yes.
The next day he got sick during the NASCAR race. The announcer said he had a stomach bug.
He won. He won the race, and,
Oh, wow.
and crapped himself in the middle of the race.
Oh, I think I do remember that. He like
It was
he
a
wouldn't
road
interview,
course.
he,
I don't know
took
what
off.
Sears Point or one of them.
I think I remember that he wouldn't interview. He like took
No.
off.
Yeah.
I knew Kelly would have something.
He had a circle, no joke. And when one of the people would leave, he would like fall out of the circle. They're like, okay, here we go. We got to contain him. Frank's fruit was bad news.
I had
Bad news. Very bad news.
Curdy Williamson, which is Kramer's son, or is Kramer's son.
Wow.
My dad was running. My dad ran the Masters race. He used to have the Masters race at Knoxville. You had to be 50 years or older.
Yeah.
And my dad ran it a couple years in a row. Well, I knew Curdy from when I was out on the road with Tony, and at the time Curdy was working for Petty as a shock engineer. Well, Kramer was still alive, and Kramer came back.
You
to
said it's
run-
Kramer Williamson's son?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so Kramer came back to run the Masters race, and we're parked next to each other. And of course, I knew Curdy, and he's like, "Hey, Snow, I got something for you." And I'd probably already had about 6 beers, right? And because the race had just got over, and he walks up with 2 jars, and one had oranges, and the other one had pineapples in it. And he said, "Here, try this." And I'm like, "Well, what is it?" And he goes, "Well, this is straight from Junior Johnson."
Oh, shit.
And I said, "Do what?" And he goes, "Yeah." Of course, he was working at Petty at the time. He goes, "I got these straight from Junior Johnson." And I said, "Well, I got to try it, Man, I took 2 big sips of that, and I waited about 10 minutes, and I felt like I drank another 18 beers, and I'm like, "Oh, shit, I better chill out for a minute." But that fruit in there and everything, man, it burned.
It's
Don't get me
fermented.
wrong, it
It's
burned. But,
Yeah.
Junior Johnson.
Oh man, so I can say and Curdy might have been blowing smoke up my ass, but he typically doesn't do that.
Yeah.
But I got.
Well, that's
I can
how
say
Junior
that I
Johnson got started,
Yep.
Yeah.
chasing moonshine.
Moonshine.
Yep. So,
40 or 44 coupe.
Yeah.
yep.
No, those
So,
guys are all legit when it comes to moonshine.
Man, the stories that.
Mm.
I mean, they're endless.
Oh man.
So I have a 44 coupe at home that was my dad's. That
It was at your wedding.
Yeah. That was Morganized getaway car.
So that my aunt had that car forever. She had it since the 50s, and my grandpa, my dad's dad, was a bootlegger in Tulsa, and that's kind of how the salvage deal. When they started salvage, he was bootlegging, and the salvage was just kind of a front.
That's cool.
Oh, it's laundering.
That's cool.
Yeah, laundromat is what
Yeah.
you had.
Oh, yeah.
So,
That's
and it
cool.
wasn't until the 50s that my dad and uncle realized they could sell parts off the cars and not go to jail. And
So was it always in that same spot?
Yeah, North Tulsa,
Yeah.
36th Street North. And so anyway, my aunt.
Oh, so it was a different place than before Colorado.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty-
that's what
yeah.
I was thinking.
So-
It wasn't
Yeah.
always in Collinsville.
Yeah, so
okay.
we lived at 36th Street North in Tulsa, between Lewis and Peoria.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I know.
And that's where the old salvage was.
I used to go to Turley.
Is that where you shot the gun sideways?
I used to go to Turley for groceries at that warehouse market. So I know where you're
I
at.
think it's a little safer today, but anyway.
That's where Joe Duval.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Joe
Duval's
Duval's
from
from Turley,
there.
which he's kind of your neighbor.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
a neighbor.
He's
Yeah.
kind of your neighbor.
Tile.
So my dad and Junior Duval were really good friends, and my uncle. They were all good friends. Grew up, they hung out over there all the time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And
Joe's a big supporter of our show.
he's
So
a
when
good
did it
dude.
move to Collinsville?
1971. So what happened
Oh, wow.
was
So it's been out there
they
a
had
long
a
time, yeah.
urban renewal came in and bought out that land. So they had to move, and they ended up buying that farm. It was a 60-acre farm in Collinsville, and they bought it in 1971 and moved everything up there. But my grandma still lived there until she died in 1978 on that, just down the street. There was houses that we all lived in. My dad and Thomas, my
Sounds
aunt.
familiar.
So, but it was a small area. But yeah, that's kind of how this
Are you
salvage.
sure you
business
guys
started.
aren't Amish?
Me and Amish. I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah.
You know how you please an Amish woman? 3 men a night. Sorry, I love that.
Dad,
That's funny.
Dad's got one of those bottles of whiskey though that you found. Maybe
Yeah.
Oh,
break
did
it.
you really?
Yeah.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, I've got no.
Damn.
I haven't
Dude,
broke I'm not
yeah.
gonna break the seal on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
you
like
can't
that.
break the
If you
seal on
found
that.
2 bottles, you gotta break one.
Well, I did find 2 bottles, and my dad got one. Me and my dad went over there actually, and I got one, and I think maybe my brother has. the
It probably
other
make
one
you sick anyway.
now. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It was some kind of weird whiskey from
That's awesome.
1956.
Yeah. Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
We need to at least like maybe one like for something significant. I mean, crack it open.
Well, I feel like if it's about my time to go, and there's like, okay, you got like so many days, and I'll just chug it. You guys can have the rest.
Good plan.
Yeah.
But I've had it for a long time.
But you shut the salvage down, it wasn't too long ago.
No.
2021.
Yeah.
It's 2020.
It's crazy
Was it
when I
'cause
drive
of
by
COVID?
there. Of course, it's
Was it
full
'cause
of
of COVID?
equipment.
Oh
now.
yeah.
And dude, every time I drive by there, because we go up there all the time for the bank,
Right.
and yeah, I'm like, man, a lot of memories
Yeah,
there.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's weird driving by it.
it is so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of
and
good
you know what's
memories.
crazy
It's
is
really hard for me to drive by.
I bet it is. But you know what? Like, what's wild is when I drive down Peoria. And
Yeah.
obviously, I'm not over there very often, but when I do, I'm like, man, my dad's parts store used to be right
Oh
there.
yeah. And I
Like,
remember
how
that.
much have changed over? Like nothing lasts. Nothing
So Harm
lasts.
Fleet was up there too?
No, Carn Fleet
South
was on
Peoria.
44th and Peoria.
Oh, really?
So I used to
There's
go
a,
down there as a
uh,
kid.
lived
A grocery store there now, a Walmart grocery store.
Oh, wow. Oh, where the Walmart is?
Yeah. So where there's
Right,
there's still
Walmart's-
library, still library.
Yep, right next door.
There used to be a little gravel lot between the library and the back of my dad's shop.
Oh, wow.
And what's his name had this mechanic shop.
D&M Firestone was across the street. Had a
Still
Claiborne. Wasn't
yeah.
Claiborne there?
yeah. John Zink. John Zink used to literally be across the street. The race shop was across the street, like directly.
That's crazy.
Had a booby bar.
What is that?
I can't remember the name.
find out tonight.
I don't even know what that
I can't remember the name of the place, but you
Oh.
can only imagine the
Oh,
stories.
wait. I know what you're talking about.
Right there on the corner.
Yes.
But anyway, we used to shoot balloons. We used to get a balloon launcher. And girls would come out there and pew, shoot balloons at them.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it was, dude. That was a great area.
I'll think of that here in a minute.
I'll tell you what.
I can't
your
remember the
dad,
name of
though, is like grade A.
Somebody will
And-
pop.
and-
I guarantee somebody will tell you on your phone.
And I remember when we first started racing, like when Dad was saying like 9/16 wrench, like we struggled to find it. I'll never forget when Dad would send us to Car and Fleet, and I remember like being there, and Mike would be there and be like, I'd read off the list. You're like nervous as hell. I'd mess it up. Like I need this sprocket here. I need this, and yeah.
Yeah.
So
Car
that's
and Fleet's
the
best.
when he was down on South Pure, I remember going there as a kid when I had to deliver parts for my dad.
Yeah.
And I'd go by there and pick up parts, and I remember he was a gambler dealer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he had those new gamblers cars sitting there on the shop. And I'd be like, just go in there and stare at them. It's like,
Dude, so we
like-
funny story. So when Dad became the dealer for Gambler, it was the first dealer outside of Hendersonville, Tennessee. And we went to a quarter midget race in Huntsville, Alabama. And I don't remember if we picked cars up there, or going there, or coming back. But dude, like we had sprint cars like piled on top of this trailer and in the trailer, and we had Shane Carson come and do a little interview because he was a Gambler guy back then. And of course, at that time, I didn't realize how big Gambler really was. But
yeah, that was
yeah,
way
it's
too
crazy, nuts. Yeah.
I remember that.
Kenny?
Huh?
Did you ever get to meet Kenny?
No, never met Kenny Rogers.
That'd been
I
cool.
sat in the car.
Yeah.
The car was in the showroom.
Danny Smith?
Yeah, it had Danny Smith's name on the side of it.
Dude, the feathers and the cowboy hats back in the day.
Yeah.
For the racers was legit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they.
Kelly said Goober had the shop at Car.
Goober. Yeah,
yes.
he did the engines in the back.
Yeah, Goober's
had
in
a,
the back of
had
it.
a bulldog that would drink nothing but Budweiser
Perfect dog, man.
and eat Twinkies. Dude, the thing was it'd pop the cap off the Budweiser.
That's awesome.
I can't remember the
I
bulldog's
can
name,
just
but it
see
didn't live
I can
long.
see it driving in there.
Yeah, it didn't live
Had a
long.
bad liver.
Oh, it was great times though. Didn't even realize how good it was.
Oh, shit.
Until
I know, like today, like my daughter went to our neighbor's house to go play, and I'm like standing out there watching her walk down the street, and I live in the suburbs. Like,
Yeah. I used to talk to bums in the back of my dad's shop by myself.
Yeah, like-
Nobody even knew.
and the neighborhood
I'm pretty sure
grew
I
up
had a
in,
couple
like,
buddies that I'd go and see every day. Every time I'd go there, hey man, how you doing? My mom and dad,
Yeah.
no idea,
Ballad of Curtis Lowe.
because they lived all back there. Like it
Right.
was just, yeah, no big deal.
Reese said that driving that coil car was like driving a midget.
Yeah, but with a lot more power.
He pulled a few wheelies.
Yeah, they
Which
will
they
definitely
all-
have traction. Yeah, a lot of traction.
Uh-oh, Bob sent me a message. What did Bob say?
Holla.
He said, best show tonight. Sounds great. Thanks, Bob. So somebody said I need to have my sponsors running TV on the background. Well, I got them running on the screen. Bottom left. That's the first time we've ever done that.
Yeah,
So you guys are part of history.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know if
cool.
it's any good or not, but
We like that.
you guys are part of history.
like it.
We're supposed to give away these cups here. So Shane, can you, while I get these people, figure out who I need to put on here?
what am I gonna do?
Stables?
Stables.
Stables
That's
was
it.
Yes.
Oh, is that the booby bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stables. That's right, Stables Lounge.
So,
Kip Guthrie.
okay, so my first marriage, which would have been to the boy's mom, that's where I had my bachelor party.
Oh, no shit.
No shit, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Because Bob Kreitz knew somebody that knew somebody.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it. Definitely with Bob.
Yeah.
Because Bob, him and Goober were probably buddies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Roy Toller was Goober's name. Dude, I'm telling you, if you wanted a guy to machine a crank, there was no better person
was
in the
the
whole world, honestly. He just do it by his eye. Yep, that thing looks pretty good. But back in the day, like Steve Carbone and all them had the 2-engine dragster, and like Roy or Goober, if you call him Goober, he was involved in all that.
Yeah.
A lot of history there.
Carbone was the guy though,
Yeah.
for pretty much everything back
Yeah.
in my time starting.
Yep. Yep. Another great family.
Yes.
Yep.
Shout out to Shania.
Still involved in racing.
Gay went by Paula's
No.
today. She lives out there.
Yeah,
by
I
her
see.
house.
Should
Yeah.
Shout out to
Something down
Shania
there.
for
Gay had to go
look.
by and look at something for her.
For Addie.
And how's she
Yeah,
doing?
The wives
Yeah,
are home
good.
meeting Shania.
Yeah.
Got a new house
Yeah.
she built out
So
there.
I have
Yeah.
Shout out
one of
Jay.
those
Yeah,
yet. I
good.
don't have one of those yet.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't
I
have
think about her all the
I
time.
think all the wives need to read them.
Of course, we see Steve from time to time,
Right.
and with his connection with
He's
all
got a
them.
hell of a program.
He does.
Don't he?
Yeah,
That's so cool.
his midgets are solid. Yeah, for sure. And you know what? That's crazy. Is that shop looks just like it did
Yeah.
back in the day.
That's cool.
Oh, Fixco stuff everywhere.
Oh, dude, yeah. So we sometimes we'll have the show down there at Trifecta. And it's
Yeah.
just,
It's
It's
crazy.
It's like walking back in history.
That's cool.
And then the funny part is when Darren Pittman and I were working at the engine shop, Steve would walk by. Hey man, there's some stuff going across the street or next door with Paul. You need to shut the door. And I'm like, what?
God.
Some dude rolling there and didn't pay his bill. Paul's freaking out, and he's like, I don't know if there's going to be gunfire or not, but we need to shut the door because Darren and I used to clean the engines at the engine shop.
yeah, how like full circle is that?
Well, you know, when
And-
I first started racing,
oh man, that's the best job ever.
when I first started racing, which, 84 or 5, and the Fixco shop was there, I would go down there on Monday mornings and try to get their throwaway tires. Because I think, was it Billy Anderson? Was
Yeah.
their crew
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah.
He would throw all them old tires in the back between him and Carbone shop, and I'd go out there and try to dig out some
Yeah.
of the best
Yeah.
tires to
Yeah.
use.
That's
it's-
awesome.
It's crazy.
So you guys, I probably
Back when
haven't been
Freddie
there.
Hare was there and Hubert was there.
Yeah.
You probably haven't been there in a while, but what Steve's done in the old Fixco shop.
I haven't been there in a while now.
You need to go down there, man. Like they're there most days, because Bobby.
It looks just like it used to.
Yeah.
I mean, a few things have changed,
got
but
the
like,
quarter midgets up.
I
on
remember having the
rafters.
quarter midgets up on
yeah,
top.
it's still there.
Still there.
Got a rail dragster sitting up there.
I remember going on with Schumann when Schumann was driving for them, and they'd have the USAC car and the sprint cars in there. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and they'd have, of course, Billy Anderson would be in there, and you'd walk around, and that somebody wouldn't say a word.
Right. Yeah.
And they had little quarter midgets up on top, and it's like,
Yeah.
that was just like,
Yeah.
that's cool shit.
You remember like when we raced quarter midgets, they'd show up and they'd have like the cool Fixco rig all painted up, the coolest painted helmets. I'm just like, oh
Yeah.
man, you're so envious of
Yeah.
Steve
They
and
still
Paul.
have the helmets too. That's what's cool.
Yeah,
All
the helmets are still
lined
up there.
too.
Yeah.
One of them's got a bamboo on the back of it, or I don't know, some crazy looking monkey.
I remember
It's,
Tony Armstrong having the big star deal
Yeah.
on the side,
Yeah. I think
That was
Tony
so
painted
cool.
all that stuff,
Yeah, it
hand
was
painted
so
all of
cool.
it.
And
Yeah,
Tony's still cool.
He's still a great dude.
He watches every now and again. Like he
He's
gets
still a
on here
great
and hangs
guy.
out.
Of course, I still see him every once in a while with Andy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's same old Tony.
He's such a good guy.
Yep. Yep.
We're almost. I'm trying to get the wheel of fortune going so we
Oh.
can get this cup given away.
I thought I was going to do that for you, but
I seen today they had, when you were talking about us being on there, I had on the shares, like, why do they have all these shares for us being on there? And then I realized they're giving them cups away.
yeah.
Yeah, they want the cup.
Yeah,
They want
okay.
the
I
free
was like,
stuff.
all right. Makes more sense.
All right, so.
Oh, awesome.
All right, so we're ready to give it away.
All right.
We're gonna spin it.
We
I
need a
want
drum
somebody
roll
else to touch it. Austin, you just touch the spin in the middle. Not earn cash. I know you like money. We'll let you read it.
This is Alex DeCamp is the winner of the.
Alex the King.
Alex
man.
DeCamp. And I don't know if anybody can see it, but it is Alex DeCamp.
DeCamp.
So, Alex, you win a couple of cups.
Couple
And
of
you
cups.
messaged on there saying I owe you a hat. So I
Yeah.
don't. He bought some hats, so maybe I screwed one up.
Oh.
I don't know.
Camp's the man.
He's down in Texas now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
DeCamp. Oh wow.
Which he used to race himself. Part of the Pursley brother. He's a brother-in-law or cousin.
That I do not.
So no, it's his uncle. So Alex is Dason's uncle because,
Alex is a good dude.
his sister is Dason's mom.
Oh, okay.
Yep, she's a DK.
Okay.
And shout out to the Pursleys. They always support me.
Oh,
Clint,
man, yeah.
Clint usually gets on here
Dude, they're a great
in
family.
comments. But
I got funny. Every time Clint comes here, I just look at him and start laughing. Like,
Well, I think-
what the heck's so funny? I said, I know something's gonna come out of your mouth. It's gonna make me laugh. So I just start laughing.
You know what's funny is with
He's a good
Dason,
dude,
I mean,
man.
just being around Dason, and when I would talk to him here, he's just super respectable.
Yeah.
You know.
Laid back,
Yeah.
and man, his story unreal.
Yes.
Like what they went through. And,
Absolutely.
And it, it kind of works out for me and my brother, and, well, more my brother than me, but Jason got his first 410 win in my brother's car with
Yeah.
Eikenberry last year, so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. That is cool. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you about. Did I tell you about what happened Saturday? So I'm sitting in my garage watching Knoxville, and I send Tony Bachhoven a picture of me watching and saying, join on my birthday, So my brother's car goes quick time with Scott Boguski, and I can hear Tony talking, and I'm talking to my buddies, and I hear him talking about how, the Lumber Lounge and Garage, and I'm sure they have a lot of refreshments over there, and he builds custom bikes and all this other stuff. I'm like, man, I don't build custom bikes. Well, okay.
But hey, that's a good thought.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Sounds good, right?
Yeah.
So then my dad texts me and he goes, hey, you need to let them know you don't own that car. And I was like, what? I said, they know that. And my brother texts me and he goes, they just announced that you own the 78 car. And I said, do what? Oh, dude, okay, so history of me and my brother, he hadn't always liked me. So he likes me right now. I'm trying to keep it that way. And so I said, okay, I'll fix it. And he goes, oh, no, I think it's funny or whatever. So I messaged Tony. I was like, hey, man, my brother's the car owner. You know that? And he goes, oh, it's your birthday present. I told everybody that he gave it to you. And I'm like,
Oh no.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So then and I was like, oh, shit, I don't need this right now.
Yeah.
So I meant to tell you guys that.
That's funny.
Anyway, so guys, thank you so much for coming. It's been 2 hours now.
yeah, it goes quick. When
This
you
is
got
the
a good
second
cast.
longest show. The first longest was with Tanner Thorson. And
The actual battery went down on the
yeah,
iPad.
I had,
You know it.
we had no clue.
We just
We're
kept
still
talking.
Yeah, when I said the goodbyes and all the other stuff,
It's
I
dead.
went and I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, so we talked for like 20 minutes after it died. So anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. Jimmy, you've done a great job raising 3 stand-up guys. You 3, thanks for being my friend.
Yeah.
Thanks for everything you guys have done for me. Keep kicking ass.
That's it.
Keep hustling.
Right.
I heard the tag agency has a name for you.
Yeah.
Keep hustling. Cole, you and Trey keep kicking ass in the landscaping world. Jimmy, you just
He just
kicking
keeps
ass.
mowing down trees.
I appreciate all the kind
He's a
words.
tree mower.
Nah, man, you guys,
It was fun.
it's
It's a fun deal.
yeah, that's what this is supposed to be.
I like watching what you guys do, and of course, Shane's like, I'm all about him. Have been forever. So, seeing him do well makes me happy.
See, and that's the thing.
He's
like-
about you too, Snow. I mean, he's,
Oh no,
yeah.
no, it's all good. I get it. I get it. I started increasing in followers when Shane came on here. But no, seriously, thank you guys, and thank everybody out there watching and joining us on Tuesday night. We appreciate your support. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this. Without all of our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do this. As you can tell, we do have a running ticker for all of our sponsors now. Obviously, shout out to JST Motorsports for coming on board and being our title sponsor. If you do want to be a part of this show, please let us know. Reach out to me or Shane. We'd be more than willing to be a partner with you.
That's what they are. Everybody's a partner.
Everybody's a partner.
Everybody's a partner.
But yeah, so we'll be back next week. We're going to have something special next week. I got to talk to Shane about it. I think it's something that we really need to talk about, especially right now within the racing world. But it's going to be a fun time. We always like to have some cold beers and shoot the shit. And I think we did that tonight, judging by how many Busch Lights are sitting here and some Miller Lights. But again, go to lumberlounge.com and buy you some swag. We have bench racing stuff on there. We have Lumber Lounge and Garage stuff. It's always good to support us. My kids are still eating ramen. They need to maybe their diet is horrible. So please do that. But seriously, please follow, please share, please tell everybody about what we have going on. I know I've been a little bit lackluster on the YouTube side, but we're going to get back on track with that, especially after this one and having the new system and everything running up. So we'll be back next week from Bob's Turn 5. We'll have some more fun. We appreciate every single one of you. Go to your local racetrack this weekend, wherever, even if it's a drag strip. Just go somewhere. Go enjoy the races. You guys enjoy the races. Hopefully it don't rain.
Yeah. Oh
Hey.
man.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Right on.
Awesome.